Okay, we should be live, I think. Let us know how the audio and video comes through. Make sure we're both, you can hear both of us. Joe, you want to say something?
What's up, slackers?
So, I've got Joe here from Bearded Hardware. He is linked in the description. You should go subscribe to him. And we're going to be overclocking the 3990X today. So I'm going to put a hold on what I'm saying here and just make sure everybody can hear us okay. Checking chat. Okay. That guy is going to get banned right away. the spamming suboptimal. Okay, so let us know if you can hear us okay. Everything's fine. All right, cool. Okay, so if you missed it, we did a video where we lapped the CPU. You want to show that off, Joe?
I should have cleaned it a little bit first, but it's still pretty enough. You see that? Still dirty, but it still looks a lot better than having all that Threadripper nonsense on it. Well, it was an ES chip anyway, so.
Yeah, so this is, it did help, you said, right? Like your experience yesterday when you
Way more
tested it?
consistent, actually. On this chip, I think if we saw like the center was really just all over the place. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say because the pot was so much different too.
Yeah, both were lapped. So.
Yeah, we literally lapped both the pot and, if you can see, they're both pretty. They're a little scratched up. That's the problem. So you have to, you don't just do this once. You're going to do this for a lifetime if you're going to bench it. So, because anytime you mount the pot and then take it off, there's always little scratches, minute scratches that go on it. So you kind of want to just keep going and basically.
Yeah.
Keep sanding it.
Yeah, so it helped out. And then we've got the 64 core in here now. And we did not lap the 3990X to answer that question. Someone says, what was the time required to lap everything? You want to start? The CPU wasn't too bad.
Let's see. If we had the proper sandpaper right off the bat, I mean, it would have went through a lot shorter. I don't know. What would it take, like?
I want to say maybe hour and a half.
Hour to 2 hours, depending on the CPU or the pot.
Yeah.
Well, I think the pot took longer, didn't it?
The LN2 pot took way longer. Yeah. So that thing was, it's a huge contact plate.
Yeah,
and
it's a massive
I think there's a lot of nickel on there too. So, yeah, so it took half a day to do, but it took, probably upwards
when we got the
4 or
right
5 hours.
sandpaper.
Yeah. So, let's see. No, we can't omit paste. We do still need paste. Did you want to talk about that? I think so these aren't like, they're not flat enough to just completely forego paste.
No.
It's not metal adhering to metal. There's also scratches in it intentionally. But
yeah, the scratches are intentional for the paste to adhere to it. So we try to limit the amount of paste, but we still need the paste for liquid nitrogen. I don't know. That might be some type of video that we do some other time, but
yeah,
not for the liquid nitrogen stuff, because this is a nice 64 core, which is what? It's a 3990X, which is $3,990.
Yes.
And he and I don't feel like ponying up a $4,000 for.
Not right now.
Yeah. Maybe another time, but just not now.
We have it on loan. I might be able. I mean, tech doesn't matter too much if we say who it is, but I didn't get a straight go-ahead to name who sent it to us. So if we maybe have a guest phone call later in the stream or something, we can reveal it. But another YouTuber sent it to us. So, all right, let's go through the setup. I'm going to fill the doer, I guess, if you want to get started on whatever else needs to go here. And I think we should be mostly pretty good to get started.
Yeah, I got to get my paper towels and stuff.
Someone did ask, what kind of paste are you using? We're using KPX, Kingpin paste. So.
Yeah, we're using Kingpin. You could tell, I don't know if he showed down to the blue. Can you see it? A little bit. This is in the way. See?
Yeah, it's pretty identifiable.
So it's pre-pasted.
I'm going to start this. It'll be loud for a second.
That's why they have mute, Steve. You should know, because you try to mute me all the time.
No, mute was invented specifically for you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we're filling that up. All right, so today we're using liquid nitrogen. It'll quiet down in a second once it's done getting started.
So they say about me too, but that never happens.
What's that?
I said that's what they say about me too, but that never happens. All right, so we're just mounting the pot here. One of my biggest issues with this whole benching Threadripper is the chip is so big, and it gets, I don't know, there's a lot of crevasses that have like little openings. So if you look on here, I heard someone talk about paste the other day. On here, this is not paste, this is kneaded eraser. So it's kind of funny that some people were actually thinking it's paste, but yeah, that's actually to keep all the air from underneath. There's a bunch of holes underneath the way that the socket goes down. So what I want to do is try to keep all the air out of there, because I was getting water in the socket itself. So when you get water in the socket itself, all sorts of things start happening, which it's kind of hard to detect because it can act like so many different things.
And before that hose comes loose, that's not going anywhere. That thing is frozen on there now.
What'd you do?
The LN2 transfer hose, saying it's gonna come loose.
Loose? No way.
No.
No way.
It's on there. It's wrenched on there. It's good.
You are wrong.
We did have someone say. Someone commented and said, so I don't know if this was maybe in response to another user, but they were saying, so are you telling me that 5 gigahertz is impossible even with LN2?
I guess it'd be.
I think the answer is probably no, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I was doing pretty well on the 3770. So
3970.
3970, whatever. What is the 37? There isn't a 3770. That's an Intel chip, isn't it?
Almost an Intel chip, yeah. Or it might be an Intel chip.
Yeah, it's like the old Ivy Bridge.
Yeah, so what were you doing on the 32 core?
Yesterday I was doing about over 5.3, maybe 5.350. Like I said before, when I was putting the eraser and stuff, like you get a lot of water on here. So we ended up taking off the heat spreaders on the memory. We're using G-Skills right now, but I'll be using my thermal takes next week. I got to go through and bin all of them next week. That's my goal.
Someone says that's a short LN2 pot. Do you want to talk about
the pot's actually nice. This is one of Roman's pot. It's hard to come by one of these. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to buy it, but I don't think you can, because I've been asking for one for like months now, and I still haven't got one. Now it's actually a pretty badass pot. Like the engineering, I don't know if Andrew you can look in here, but the engineering behind it is actually pretty stellar. I hate to say it, that Roman actually did pretty well on it.
He normally does.
Can we cut that out? Is there any way I can cut that somewhere so that
no.
way he doesn't see that?
No, he's gonna hear about that. Actually, he probably won't, given where he is right now.
That's right. He's on an island somewhere.
Literally.
Yeah, it's not Alcatraz either. Alrighty.
So let's see, couple
complaints.
Early super chats now. VC Joster, $5. Sets the mood by singing "When I Look Into Your Eyes." PRC or PR Captain Planet.
Chester.
NT300. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
that's Taiwan dollars, so we probably.
Oh, who? Which one?
PR Captain Planet.
Yeah, that's Jake.
Bearded Slacker.
From State Farm.
Jake from State. Faff about $20. That CPU thread count is as high as my bed sheets. Thanks for doing the stream. You guys are awesome. It is a pretty high thread count on this one. Trousty
Troustison?
7500 ISK. Good luck, guys. Grab a bite to eat after taters? Question mark. I don't know if we'll have time this time, but last time
in the airport, there's actually a good place to get taters.
Yeah,
every time I leave here, I actually get taters. No joke. No joke. You gotta love the tots, man. You gotta love the tots.
So what are you doing for setup right now?
Just tightening up the pot.
We had
I think
another question we can take. Someone I saw a couple minutes ago said, "How's the VRM for this?"
It's actually not that bad. I thought it was worse. We did some pre-testing yesterday, but that was more or less to figure out cold issues and stuff. So I wasn't really maxing it out. And the VRM seemed to do pretty well. This is not the full setup. I have a whole cardboard contraption that I put on. That's gonna probably make it look really weird. But there is a purpose for it. It's to basically
keep the
water.
You remember when Jay was describing you in the stream he was on with me? And he said
What did he say again? I forget the exact
something about
words.
redneck engineering.
Yes, well, I embrace that. Because it's probably so true on many levels.
He was like, he was doing some impression of you. And
Yeah, I think he did more hillbilly.
he turned you
so.
into a hillbilly.
Yeah, I'm not a hillbilly. There's a difference between a redneck and a hillbilly. And I'm barely a redneck. That's the fun part.
That's what all that boating does to you. The boating and the...
I need a boat day, to be honest, Steve. I need a boat day.
You left Florida and you came here. So
I know. What was I thinking?
that was the wrong choice. Sorry, quote, unknown YouTuber. We broke your CPU. Should be fine.
Famous last words. Should be fine.
Joe's audio keeps cutting out. I don't know if it's on your microphone or he has a microphone. Sounds good on our monitor.
Oh, that's why it fell off.
Oh.
Good call.
If we could get some confirmation from people if your audio is actually cutting out or not, that'd be great.
I think it was doing that. Like, it was underneath the beard.
Well, now, did you mute it while you're doing it?
Oh, no. Sorry, guys.
Now we're going to get a lot of complaints about all the fidgeting noise. Yeah, once Joe is done getting his mic back on, I guess let us know if it's still cutting out or not. Normally,
I think it's because it's hitting the beard.
Well, cutting out's a little different from scratching, but that's a good point too.
Yeah, but every time it
Depends on what
I feel like
think.
people will tell you like one thing and it's, I don't know, they go down a rabbit hole.
Yes. Okay, so he's got it back on. Most people
How is it now? Is it better? Can you hear
most
me
people
now?
say it's good.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, all right. Well, let us know if it becomes a problem. They do say you could clip it on your beard, though.
Clip it on beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I want to...
It wouldn't scratch anymore if it's on the top layer.
You right here?
But that's going to be like ASMR.
Is that better?
That might be a little close.
What do you mean? I think he's...
All right, I think we're good on...
Problem is, this is going to hurt now.
I think we're good on LN2 fill for the most part. What's next? What do you need to set up? Cardboard?
Oh, cardboard, yeah.
All right, it's right here behind you.
Yeah.
You want to explain your contraption you made yesterday? You were very proud of it when you figured it out.
Well, I wasn't figured out. I've done them many times before, but I just wanted to show it off. Let me put it on first, and then actually, I'm gonna switch these.
Check that LN2 hose. That's always cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot one thing.
It'll keep adding to the frost too, even though we've turned it off. So, yeah, liquid nitrogen in there. I think most people at this point have probably seen our streams where we explain this stuff. If there are a lot of questions in chat, I can go through it while Joe's setting up, but very basics of it is it's minus 196 degrees Celsius, and we keep it in that dewar to make it easily accessible, and then I can transfer it into the thermoses we'll use as we go. And Joe you discovered something yesterday too on the memory side with this, with insulation. Yeah,
I'm just having a bunch of issues where the memory's getting wet. It's one of the things why I need to try the Thermaltake memory. It's Hynix versus B-die. B-die tends to get very, I don't know, flaky, I guess you can say, when you start getting wet. And it's not all B-die, but it's just some B-die. Or should I say most B-die. And if you guys don't know what B-die is, it's basically Samsung memory. Just the ICs, what the models are. Let's see.
Cardboard and duct tape. The only missing string for classic trilogy of DIY.
Come on. That's all you need. Oop.
How do I know if my CPU is stable when overclocking it? You want to take that one? I could probably take that one
runs.
too. If it runs.
No, it depends on the benchmark.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
If you're going for like daily OC, more like not competitive, then you want to validate on more applications. If it's competitive OC, you really only need to make sure it's stable on the application you're running.
Yeah, whatever bench you're going for.
But for daily OC, a lot of people used to run Prime. I did too. They'd run Prime 95 overnight or something. I don't really do that anymore. I would say
kind of
set
pointless.
up. Yeah, I mean it's also a little on the. It doesn't work properly on some architectures, and then it's a little on the abusive side like unrealistically abusive.
Yeah.
So I would probably set up like a Blender render and just set the samples really high or something, or the resolution really high, and let it render for a couple hours.
It also depends on what you're doing, though.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're just doing, like, editing or stuff, I mean, I would just bump it up a little at a time. So, like, maybe every day or two, just bump it up a little bit for daily. And keep testing. Just go through and go through and go through.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, with that is that, I mean, if you're gaming, then, I mean, just play some games, maybe not ranked matches or something. See if it crashes during those games. If you're doing video editing, you know, pull up some project you already know about, set it to render or something for a couple hours, just set the resolution high, whatever, and see if it survives.
I think the trick is the chicken clock.
It's a chicken clock?
Yeah. Got to quote Tin on that, because I would say that's more Tin's word than mine. But.
That is a
official Tin word.
That's a good Tin word, though.
Yeah.
That's
chicken
a
clock.
Very Tin word.
You always used to tell me that all the time when we used to go to Computex. So.
Yeah,
like, why are you chicken clocking all the time?
Chicken clock.
Yeah.
That's not even close to his accent.
Yeah.
What the hell
I feel like I haven't seen Tin in forever, so I don't even remember how to do his accent anymore.
I don't know what that was.
It was at least entertaining.
That's like how Roman will sound when he's old, I think.
That Doesn't accent sound like that now?
Hey, do you mean isn't he old now?
He's older than me, right?
He's Roman? He's got to be in his 70s.
Well,
this was a very inefficient transfer.
Need some help there?
We have almost nothing in there.
Yeah, we get it. You want me to do it? See how pro do it?
Finish your setup.
I'm already done. I'm ready to go.
Are you good?
I need my liquid nitrogen, Steve. Hurry up, man.
All right, let's get one of these filled, because so let me explain this on the transfer side.
My safety glasses.
Inefficient transfer. So the doer, I guess we used almost all this yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was almost empty. Going from empty to filling it, you have a lot of loss in the transfer, because you're talking about a doer that's like room temperature.
Yeah.
And we're putting something in that's minus 196. So there's a lot of evaporation. That's what all that smoke is above the doer when it's being filled. And that just means it needs to be...
Usually I like to fill it up as I go. Like, not let the tank get so dry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we wanted to let it get dry for stream, but... Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly because of them. It's all your fault that we had to do that.
It's the viewers' fault.
Because we always want to make sure that we show you all that goodness.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's always fun to transfer stuff. All right. I don't know. I guess we can just start.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I think we want to definitely start with a baseline so that everyone knows the low end of the scale before the OCs. So either maybe a low frequency all core or a stock run.
Do you want to go over some settings first?
Yeah, I guess so. I definitely want to do a stock run.
Okay, there we go.
Good?
You want to do a stock run, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you can leave memory alone, but just the core.
No. Let's, I just want to make sure.
I'll mention this too. Anyone, if you buy pick up a mouse pad during the stream, they're on store.gamersnexus.net. They should be the first two listed items right now. If you pick up a mouse pad black and blue or white and blue, then Joe and I will sign it.
Yeah, the mouse pads are back. Where is it? I always forget where the one's sitting is. I think it's two.
What is this?
Huh?
What are you doing over here?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's like when Joe comes places, it's just stuff expands around him. Wait. I'll balance it.
Okay. You got too much hair, bro. Too much hair. It's not working. All right, what is it? No, wrong one. F5.
ZZ Top now overclocking gurus.
Dude, I love ZZ Top, man. That was my favorite. All right, so set defaults. We're just gonna go right to default.
I'll try and
Since Steve wants to be lame.
I'll get a notepad file going too. So we're gonna log the temperature. I don't know okay, so I'm gonna watch chat for a minute. We have about 6,000 viewers. I know a lot of you have definitely seen these streams before, but I'd like to get a gauge if you have no idea what we're doing, or you want an explanation of the basics of like what the liquid nitrogen's purpose is, what kind of temperatures we run, stuff like that, let me know in chat. I guess just give us like a no for I don't need an explanation, yes for I would like an explanation of the basics. And that'll help me figure out how you know.
I'm waiting for chat to just blow up right now.
Also, there's a trend we have where when something goes wrong with an overclock, chat blows up with F. Just F all the way up.
Fail.
And it's always funny because I can look at the stream log later where it shows you chats per like second. It's kind of a funny metric, but
I just saw Tin there.
you'll see it explode.
Tin's in there. Saw him hiding.
Where is he? XDevs,
XDevs.
Joe at his best.
It's because I'm pretty.
I think that's a compliment.
You never know coming from Tin.
There's
That's slacker.
We're like 50. We have a lot more no's than yeses. Okay. Yes for temp stuff. Okay, let's do that one. Thank you, guys. We'll explain it as we have downtime in between the overclocks later. But so he's getting started. We're going to do a stock run to get a baseline for scoring. We're using Cinebench R20 today.
Stock.
And then I'm going to log all the numbers as we go.
Stock.
So.
Oh, you know what though? It might be. Well, I guess that might be 3970X. So this is an ES chip, right?
Yeah, but
so
it's basically.
Is it basically?
It's
the
basically
same?
retail.
Well, I know with the 3970X they had the issue where it was like I think 100 megahertz lower.
Oh no, this one's about the same as retail.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, you can know the F's aren't for now. The F's are for later when the clock fails.
See, you shouldn't have said that because you know that was going to do F anyway.
Could you up the bit rate on the feed? I mean, not in
They
the
say
middle
that to
of
me
the stream.
all the time.
We're at 10. I could technically go higher, but I keep it here.
10,000 is pretty good.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do. Oh yeah, I was talking about logging scores. So basically, I'm gonna log everything. That way we can recap it later. We'll have a stream recap once this is all done, and then we'll also do use some of this data for the review later. Patrick has to do a lot of testing on this once we're done here, and that's for, you can think of me as a co-driver for today. Joe's gonna do the real work.
Like
and,
usual.
Let's go over. I can start the temperature thing here. So, for temperatures right now, if we get a shot of the thermocouple reader, you should be able to see that okay. I'll go over some of the tools. So Joe's using his thermocouple reader. We're plugged into, I think, that's a K-type thermocouple. They're accurate to, actually that might be, no, that's a K. So this one is one of the better Ks. It's fairly, it goes down to a low temperature. I bought it specifically for this. And we're currently at 27 degrees Celsius, which is considered hot, obviously, compared to what we're gonna be at later. But you're just idle on desktop right now.
Yeah, I have stock clocks, so basically 35.99. Oh, there we go. Saw a little bit 40. I just wanted to show this is basically stock memory, stock everything.
Oh, stock memory too. Okay.
Yeah, I just basically hit
sure.
load optimize. And
Sure, let's get a baseline with that then.
yeah.
So I'll do a log for temp.
You want to do R20?
Yeah, let's do R20 today. Do score, temp. What else do we want? Voltage and frequency, obviously. I'll check chat in a sec. I'm making a log file right now. Frequency, vCore, mem. I guess I'll make a column for mem.
Yeah, because we're gonna up the mem. It's one of the weird issues that seems to be on this chip. The colder you get, the less you can clock your memory. Yeah.
So have you had issues with cold boot or cold crashing?
Lots.
Where you so the 3900 3950X for a while I was until you told me I was having trouble getting below -90.
Yeah.
But then you told me it's an F clock issue, so I dropped that, and then I could get down to about -150 or so.
Which one was that? Is that the smaller platform?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, the bigger platform's a little bit different too with PCIe. So like I had an issue where at like -70, I couldn't get past -70, and then I set all the PCIes to Gen 1. What that means is that these are a little rough for cold, like Fire Strike and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
So what that means is that you can't run Gen 3 PCIe. Because otherwise you can only bench it at like -70. I mean, it's probably decent, just not. And it's chip dependent too. So just because this chip did that doesn't mean another chip will do that. So.
Let's
It
give
just happens to be at my chip.
let's give some perspective on scores too. Oh, got a mouse pad. Can't wait to see who signs it. Both of us will. So scores. Do you remember where you were for the 3970 yesterday, and at what frequency?
I want to say 4.5 was at
17 something, or
Hold on, what are you talking about? We talking
for
about
the 3970 where were you scoring?
Oh, the 3970.
Yeah.
Well, I think I at 5.3.
Thank you.
It
Here,
was
Joe.
around
Joe. Joe doesn't need
No, trust me.
Insulation.
When you have emergency, when that thing's shooting all over, you learn how to get around that real quick.
So, 3970 scoring where?
I think at 5.35 or something like that was about almost 22,000, 23,000, something like that. Almost 23,000. It
Okay.
was like 22,000 or something like that.
And that was with a higher clock. So I wrote your score down.
Yeah, like 5.3. I actually have it saved here if you want to see it.
You're running on all 64 cores.
Yeah. Make sure.
Oh, here you go. Why even do this? Because you can't keep it at that temperature when you run it during the day. Is it just to try and get it to work at the coldest temperature? So,
Well, technically, right now we're at normal temperatures.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it to get the pot.
yeah. So
Like an
later
air
on,
cooler.
to answer the question, I mean, I kind of make the analogy to cars a lot, where it's like, because it's something everyone understands.
Yeah.
It's the same.
That's the one I use
Why
all
would
the
you
time.
buy like a race car if you're not going to drive it on the racetrack every day? Or why would you buy a race car if you have a speed limit of 60 or 45? It's because you can take it to a track, or you can
Yeah.
speed up.
Why would you want to buy like a GTR or a Vet or something to take to the track?
Right, and a lot of people
play.
might answer that and say, I wouldn't want to buy it, and that's fine. But the whole point is just, one, is fun, and two, this is actually really useful. People at 10 made this comment in one of our videos of, I think it was like extreme overclockers or pro overclockers respond to,
Oh, mean questions?
to mean comments.
Comments.
So, Tin made the point that I agree with, which is it does help with either R&D on his side or on my side with reviews. So we've done a lot of videos on cold scale where we show you how does Precision Boost 2 respond to temperature change, where we'll bring it from 80 degrees Celsius to minus 80 degrees Celsius. And Gesundheit.
Yeah.
And,
I was trying to just make sure that wasn't on.
And at minus 80 is, never mind, I can't say that. We get demonetized.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's not even a swear word. it's related to a recent news video we did that was demonetized too. So, yeah, Allen's
I have
was
no
useful.
idea what you're talking about.
It's good. It's useful for figuring out how the frequency responds to temperature. Now, otherwise, it's fun, and it's just for competition. Okay,
Yeah.
so I logged our score. Everything's auto.
It's to say you're better than everybody else. That's really what it is.
That's a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started, Joe. Let's do some.
All right.
OC.
So I'm gonna go back into the BIOS and get away from being stock.
Let me get you
Stock's no fun.
another thermos.
Why keep anything stock when you can get free performance? I don't get it. I don't get it. Welcome, Barnacles Nerdgasm. Is Barnacles on?
What'd you say?
'Cause I don't know. It said welcome, Barnacles.
Barnacles? Oh yeah, he's a YouTuber.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know how people like to.
Oh, people were saying it.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know if like
If he's in here.
they like to mess with me on mine and then probably on yours too.
Oh, he is in here.
Oh, it is there.
Overclocked my computer by 20 megahertz.
I'm pretty happy with that. We need RIP GN 2020. Tin saying that.
10 said that. Well, 10, come to the studio and we can do a head-to-head. I'll get Joe here. Joe can take this table, obviously, because everything you do expands into taking all the space available. And then 10 can set up here, and we'll film a head-to-head, Joe versus
A chicken
10.
clocking competition?
I think you can probably out-chicken clock 10.
I don't know. He's a pretty good chicken clocker.
You think so?
Yeah. How do you think he came up with the term? He's a chicken clocker. It's from all those times benching with him in Computex.
I don't think 10 knows how to use AMD CPUs, though.
Probably not. I don't know if he could do anything.
He is a
What he would do.
self-described Intel fanboy.
Intel fanboy.
That's what he said. Barnacles is here, yes.
Yeah, 20 megahertz, man. 20 megahertz.
What are you doing for your first clock? You doing all core 4 or what?
Oh, I forgot one thing.
So
yeah, you're gonna do all core.
Okay, 4 gigahertz.
Yeah, I'm basically booting up at 4 gigahertz, but I forgot to set the LN2 voltage.
Okay.
There's 2 settings on the MSI board. This is a default BIOS that we downloaded right off the internet. It's the newest BIOS for this board. We're using the the TRX40 Creator by MSI.
Yeah.
You'll see right here, Andrew, if you can show.
Tin says, let's get Kingpin here too. Good luck.
I think Vince is afraid to fly.
I'd love to, but it'd be hard to convince him to fly out here.
I always tell him that. Like, when are you going to come for a visit?
Yeah.
So, these are 2 voltages. So, if you're going to do LN2 on the MSI Creator board, these 2 need to be enabled. You also need to check out your voltages. So, we're doing 4200. I should actually lower this. What's nice about TRX40 is, like, the mem controller is actually pretty good, but I can do, like, 4200, 4300, CL14, like, very, very easy on quad channel. The problem is when you start getting into the colder temps, the memory controller doesn't really like the high clocks and starts kind of freaking out. Will give us a little bit of a cold issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it down to about 3800. Should be good enough. We have the IF clock down at 1333. The reason for that, again, is because of the IF. This one has an IF cold bug. So basically, if you go over that when you're going and lowering the temperature, it basically will. You won't get enough temp out of it.
So you're dropping all the way to 1333 on this one?
Yeah. That's basically what I've been running most of the time.
Yeah. For Infinity Fabric, you run it for like 1467 on the smaller platform, AM4. Is that about 1467 or so? Or?
It depends on the chip. It's very chip dependent. So you might find a chip that does it or likes it higher. But
yeah, I was going to say, have you had any that can run close to 1800 under LN2 temps or no?
No.
Okay.
I still have to check. I haven't done the 3950X, so I have a brand new chip waiting for me at home. Yay!
Yeah,
so I'm going to be doing.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I think that's the one we're going to do a lap job on. Because we've done all this, like, well, I guess this is technically AMD, but
YouTube won't hit us for that one,
no,
for that phrase.
Not at all.
They will hit us for the other one that I almost slipped up.
I have no idea. Yeah, see, you almost said it, not me.
Well, it's better that you don't know it.
I know what it is.
Or maybe it's better that you do know it.
Yeah, it's better I do know it because I would probably say it. That's how it works, man.
We could have a chat trying to guess what we're talking about, I guess.
You're not going to know because I'm not going to tell you. He might, though.
You know the this is Barnacles. Barnacles says, you know the LN2 clocks are better when you use Amazon cardboard.
Hey, awesome is here, right?
That's right. Got that Newegg cardboard. That's the coolest thing that Newegg's made in a long time.
That's for sure. I'm not a fan.
Let's see. Here's a good one for you, Joe. How do you know what is a good amount of LN2? I am assuming to pour into the pot.
The temperature reaction. So, Andrew, come down here real quick. So if you look at the postcode, can you even see the postcode? Oh, I can't see it there. See how it says 19 on there? That's the temperature from the CPU. This is the temperature here. When you're pouring in LN2, you try to analyze both. This will go to 0, 0, and then all of a sudden you can't go by temp. So that's why we go by temp on here. You'll see as I get colder and colder, like you can judge it. It's mostly from experience of how much LN2 I put in it. I try not to over pour it too much because then it goes out and goes all over. It's one of the issues that goes under. That's why I have the cardboard there, right? The cardboard there is to try to block the vapor as much as possible and to concentrate the fans to basically blow out. And it's so no condensation builds up because this vapor basically causes a lot of condensation.
Causes a lot of problems. And it'll get under the board too if your board is. Joe's got it on top of a foam block, so we're good there. But it can get under the board and you'll just have a big icicle form on the backside of the socket, which is kind of funny, but also causes a lot of issues. When it's ice, you're in good shape because it's not water.
It's not water.
But the problem is once you get to a point where maybe you crash, BSOD, cold bug, whatever, now you have to heat up the pot to get it to boot potentially, or you just have a long downtime and then the ice starts melting.
You know what I might do?
So this is Benchmate, which you're using to actually launch the applications as well?
Well, Benchmate, if you go to benchmate.org, they have all these ones right here are packaged inside Benchmate.
Cool.
So it's like if you want to get into benching, basically just go to benchmate.org. You can download pretty much, it's one file. There's a big and a small. This is the big one, I think. So it gives you all the programs you need to overclock, so you can pretty much match up against us if you want to.
Yeah.
What it's doing is it's basically making sure that your bench is actually valid. So like it kind of takes off that you trying to make sure that all your stuff's good. It's kind of doing it a little bit for you.
So there's some interesting bugs that it trips up a lot of people too. Timer bugs, like what is it called? Is it timer skew? Is that what it's called?
It's a timer skew. It's when the system time is slower than normal, and basically it will actually cause the score to. The system is kind of stupid when it comes to it. Basically, since it thinks it's real time, so it's actually the bench takes a shorter amount of time, so it actually skews the score, so it increases the score. So people would actually cheat by trying to do these bugs.
And sometimes inadvertently too.
Yeah, not just like I'm not to say everybody's a cheater. But I mean, you do have cheaters, which is absolutely blows my mind. But like it's also unintentional too. So like sometimes you just can't tell, you don't know. So this program pretty much takes the care of that. I mean, it's really good, and a lot of the benches support it now, and I think it's just going to grow more and more as in the bench.
Yeah, we saw this in the early days of Ryzen. So with Zen 1, let's go ahead and run that, I guess, when you're ready.
Well, this is at 4 gigahertz now. Memory is at 3800. We're doing 14, 14, 14, 42, 89, 1T.
Okay, 3800, and then you said 14, 14, 14.
42, 89, 1T.
89, 1T, got it.
Yeah, this...
What's your V-core? I'll log that.
I just put in 1.5.
1.5, okay. I'll note this.
We're at 4 gig, yeah. I probably... There's a weird issue, so... MSI has this utility, which I use to change the multi in the OS. For some reason with the 64 core, not the 32 core, it's a little weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so bear with me on that part. You'll see here, like sometimes I can only change. I can't change. I change the multi once, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. We'll start off with this though. We'll just do a 4 gig run.
What temperature are you gonna try to stick to for pot temperature?
Just probably around 0.
Okay.
This is just I want to make sure everything's
working
good and.
So I was saying with Zen 1, that timer skew got a lot of people where they thought I saw a lot of comments. I remember Ryzen 1, it was really hard to hit over 4.0. And you had a lot, not with LN2 obviously, but with Air. And
well, it wasn't that great on LN2 either.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
So a lot of people were saying, why are reviewers only doing 3940? I can do 4.5 gigahertz and get this Cinebench score. And there were all kinds of reporting bugs in software where it just was inaccurate. So that's something to look out for.
Yeah, that was the thing that kind of bothered me about when AMD released the chip. It was like scores were getting put out, but it was like there's no validity or whatever. Like
no validation.
There's no validation. So like, there's a reason why we have validation, and that everybody should use them if they want to announce scores, because it's pretty easy on these platforms. I know, for instance, like the 30. What is it? What's the first stream we did for AMD? Was the 2700?
I think it was the 2700.
Yeah, on the 2700, what I realized is that if you change if you change the B clock even just a little bit in the OS, you invalidate all your scores, because the timer, it basically does a natural timer skew on the board. So it basically all the scores would be invalidated. So it stunk for AMD trying to show exactly what it can do against Intel, you know. So
we've talked about this one, Barnacles. I wonder if anyone has ever accidentally grabbed the thermos of LN2 and took a swig from it thinking it was just cold water. Well, don't do that. So, score was 29,537. Let me get us a quick, you were at 4.0 all-core for this, right?
yeah, that was 4 gig.
So I'll do a quick percent difference. And then let's take a power number too, just so people always want that. So
Did you check out the power number?
I will. So we're at plus, that's, let me make sure I did that math right. 537. What are you doing over there?
Oh, I fell off your mat. Try not to break your stuff.
It's about 19% increase already. And I'll show off the, Joe, can I run this? Just keep it at 0?
If it's at 6, it's fine, yeah. Just run it.
Okay, let's get a reading down here. Can you see that okay, Andrew?
Yeah, it's at -6, it's fine. I can kick it off.
Let me try and get this visible. There we go. All right, go ahead and run that. This is a current, hang on. We got a cable and a fan.
There you go.
So this is a current clamp, and we're currently clamped to the 12 volt EPS only. What's that number say? Is that 80s already? Jesus. 84.2.
Yeah, it's because of the higher voltage.
Yeah. So that was about 85 amps. And
Which is what, like 1,000 watts?
No,
over 1,000?
It's getting high.
Huh.
We're at 1020, yeah. So
Did I say
we're at, yes, I feel like we're higher wattage already than Are you running
It's
higher
because
voltage?
of higher voltage, yeah.
Okay.
No, the reason why I put higher voltage is just to...
Make it easy.
well, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to, in the utility. You'll see if I go in here. I didn't get an updated version, obviously, because we barely got to be able to test the 64. So if I set the 64, over here you'll see how it says 4 gig. When it changes to 4100 is when I know it's working, but I can only do it once, it seems. And then I gotta, and sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
So what I think I'm gonna, yeah, see how it went to 4100? So now it's 4100, so we're at 4.1. And let's go back. It's hard to see this angle. But yeah, we'll run the R20 again. And you ready?
Yeah.
Let me just get some.
Did you change anything? Still at 4 or?
No, 4.1.
4.1, okay.
And sometimes it will be lower too. It's R20 when you run it, you have to run it a couple times to get a score.
Yeah, so if you see the score drop, don't be surprised. We might just need to run it a second time.
Yeah, or a third.
Oh yeah, we were dealing with that.
It does.
Dealing with that yesterday.
I've noticed it a lot on the other one.
There you go.
No, that was improvement.
30088.
I think we just had cold issues yesterday when it was going on.
Maybe, yeah.
Because right now it's scoring higher at 4.1 than it was yesterday.
And you're only minus 0.5 right now. Mem has not changed for this? You're still at
This is
all the same mem?
3800. This is the
Okay,
yeah.
yep.
I'm not changing any mem. I'm gonna keep that mem because technically I didn't have that from the start. And supposedly when you get colder and colder and go into like the minus 140 range,
Yeah.
mem gets very finicky. So for the stream, I'm gonna keep it lower so that way it's that way we don't run into issues and I'm troubleshooting the whole stream. So, but yeah. I think we should be fine with 3800.
Chipset fan not moving.
Yeah, it will only go on with 50.
Also keep in mind that, so this kind of spreads. The vapor is really cold too. And even though Joe's done a lot here to get the vapor away from the board, you're still going to have some creep through the traces and some spillover.
Yeah, one of the big issues is pretty much memory. I've been fighting memory the whole time benching the... You'll see on some of my streams, basically, where we keep on having cold issues and stuff, and it took me a little bit to how to figure it out.
Tin says, I don't know if he's answering someone's question maybe.
What do you say?
He said putty or clay would not work. It's quite bad on protecting hardware. I don't know if someone answered. Tin, what do you think about a kneadable eraser? I don't know if he thinks if that's different than putty to him or not.
Tell Joe to quit chicken clocking at 4.1. I always expect him. Okay, so we're at
The
42.
fluke does, okay, this guy. The fluke has to be nulled after activation. All right, so first of all, I know how to use the tools that I have here. And that one is off by about minus 0.5 amps. I didn't zero it out because we're at 85 amps. So who cares about
85 amps?
6 watts?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's a pro.
We're over 1,000.
All right, so I'm going to do a run at 42. You're going to try to keep track of that one?
Yep.
All right. We're going to go a little bit more colder. I love how, I've noticed every stream that we have, he's always chicken.
10.
Rookie mistake, no fan around the system.
That's 10.
Rookie mistake.
10, there's
right
we've
here.
hidden 2 fans below it, but you're correct, there's not one over it.
Technically, there's actually 2 fans underneath that are blowing everything out of here. Probably could
Yeah.
use another fan that goes and tries to blow out the vapor.
We
which
do
probably help.
also have concerns of like noise with the stream.
That's the biggest problem. See,
Yeah.
Tin doesn't know that. He's all about form over function.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Farm over function.
I don't know.
of like the most electrical engineer in the industry. 30.
Tin don't count.
You at 4.2?
Just kidding. I love you, buddy.
You at 4.2 now? And what's your temp? You're still minus 0.5 or 0? Still
It's
0.
at 0 right now.
V core still 1.5.
Yeah.
So you're dropping a score a bit here, but
Yeah, it might be.
14.
I think I'm gonna just start going colder. Stop chicken clocking.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Usually we end up trying to go real quick. But what I found for streams is that doing slowing my roll was pretty good. Yeah, it's getting lower and lower. Let's just start going colder.
I'm looking at the size of those wires. Yeah, so the this is an EVGA 1600 watt T2. I've got it linked in the description as well. Oh, there you go, Andrew. Just Niblin N says, whoever is cameraman, respect. Yeah, so this is a 1600 watt T2. It's really good I've used it for a lot of these XOC streams. We've never really had issues with it. You'll see the fan's not spinning right now. So
I don't think you've pushed it this hard.
Not this hard.
Yeah.
This is new for it.
Actually, no, you might have. What did you do with the...
Oh, the KP card
Not even the Xeon. I think the Xeon
yeah,
would probably
the
take more.
Xeon was over this. Yeah, that's a good point. I had 2 power supplies for that, though. There's 2 of these. Anyway, have you tested the new thermosiphon? No, not yet.
What's the problem? I could start coming.
Oh, this. So while you're figuring that out, Joe, I'm going to take some super chats in a second. But this one's from Jerry. This is not a super chat, but Barnacles says, "Did you guys freeze all the unnecessary services under the service control manager and give Cinebench real-time thread priority?"
What's nice about that, I'll have to show you in a second, but you can actually do that in Benchmate, so it actually starts it up. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, this is not totally stripped down. It's more of just a demo OS. Because you run into a bunch of issues sometimes if you strip too much.
Yeah.
So you want to strip just enough.
Yeah, you get demonetized.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same thing, right?
No, wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, depending. Oh, geez.
Let's see. Let me hit some super chats. So, gotta get it. Oh, I like this one. It's our buddy. He's changed his avatar. It's always good too.
I see.
Do you ever get it burns when internet protocol? Yeah.
No, I don't think he comes to my channel.
Oh,
he
really?
really likes you. He doesn't like me too much, apparently.
It burns when internet protocol. It burns when IP. $2. Thank you.
Actually, now that I think that, I'm very disappointed that he does not come to my channel.
Yeah.
That's messed up, bro.
Says, can't go one stream without saying my name.
Yeah.
Just about got it right, yeah. Dudoy199. You better get 5.5 gigahertz. Someone got that earlier.
Yeah, 5.5, probably not.
Yeah, we're also...
Yeah, there's a couple of things. It's funny because when I do these streams, people will be like, well, I saw 4.9 on this. Well, there's many factors in this. Number 1, you have the board. Number 2, the chip.
The bench application, too. You can validate...
Number 3 is... Actually, I think number 1's the bench. Let's restart that order.
Yeah.
One bench might run 5.5, and if you try to run another bench, might run 5.2 or 5.1.
You can also validate in CPU at a
yeah,
higher
CPU
frequency.
Z validation to me is...
It doesn't really count.
I mean, really, I think I'm going to end up having to do a stream on CPU Z validation to really show what CPU, like how people do it, because it's kind of ridiculous. If you saw exactly how it works, you would feel how I feel. Because all they do is usually turn it off, and you basically click in the slow mode and
the
hit,
third,
like F9
or
on it.
the fourth thing too on your list
I'll have to do a video for that.
is that we're doing a stream, and so it's a little bit different than if you're just trying to hit a high score and shut down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got to understand, like, a lot of the times when you're benching, like, usually I would actually take this all the way down cold real quick and go right to the point. But since for stream, we kind of want to show you guys, like,
and explain how it works.
And
all that
explain and make it look pretty. And yeah, it's not really about records, but.
Whereas pre-stream, what happens is, regarding your make it look pretty point, this entire studio is just filled with stuff everywhere.
Steve's fault.
It's just like...
He did it.
You walk in, it's like LN2 thermoses, you've got bits and pieces of motherboards, you have CPU pins.
Soldering station.
Soldering station.
We had some fun yesterday messing with a memory module.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Don't need all the capacitors. The next one is
Capture overrated.
Daniel Monsanto says,
Let it get colder.
I guess it doesn't make sense to laser engrave the 3970X to call it Bearded OC Edition. Well,
I would kind of like it though. Like AMD, if you want to
just-
make me a processor, just laser etch it.
Just send this guy your 3970X, and I'm sure he'll laser engrave it.
Oh, if he can do it. I know, actually, I think Roman has one of those.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in chat who would like to do that.
Yeah, then I'll never get it back. I'm not stupid.
Matthew Kent.
Sometimes.
$20, thank you. Love the live stream overclocking. Keep up the good work. We are trying. What are you running right now? 4.5.
I was just trying to get some temps down.
Big jump.
Because I find if you stay between like 0 and -50,
yeah,
all you do is create water everywhere.
Yes.
So I'm trying.
Bring it down colder.
Yeah, just.
So we're at.
Did
roughly.
I not hit?
Are you gonna stick to -50 for this or lower?
Well, there we go. Oh, so what?
Sticking to -50 on this one.
Barnacles? Yeah. So if you look right here, there's what's cool in here.
Oh, for his question.
Yeah, for his question.
Okay. I was like, what? What? Where did that come from?
So basically, if you want to run it in real time, some benches will like high, some will like real time. A lot of the times I don't set real time when we're doing like a demo on this bench because a lot of the times the real time you won't see anything and all of a sudden a score just pops up. So it doesn't look as fun as it should. I mean, I'll set it to real time and we'll see what it does. But it also may limit your clocks too. So you might be able to do real time lower than what you would do without it. No, that one's not that bad. I guess it's mostly R15 then.
Different CPUs too might behave a bit differently.
Well, I think at R15. Well, that's cool.
Very low.
Part of my French.
Oh, it's okay. We can say that a few times as long as we don't say the other thing that I almost said.
Again?
Yeah.
What was that?
I forgot.
Me too. But I didn't.
Emailed YouTube and they were like, it's a controversial subject. Oh, okay. Cool. All the news agencies seem to have ads, but whatever. Gotta walk it off, Joe.
Yeah, well,
Gotta walk off the anger.
Technically, you're a news platform, so you should be able to do that.
That's true.
Yeah, you should tell that and be like, I'll do what I want.
No, I don't think I will.
Yeah. Just walk away.
Just walk, yeah. So you,
with your head down.
3621 seems a bit low compared to the others. But
no, so basically the last 3 runs, one it was low, and then a little bit higher, then a little bit higher, then a little bit higher. It does that with the bench.
You still at 1.5 volts?
Yep, 1.5.
Same mem?
Not changing much. When I change stuff, it's 4.5. But
3800?
Yeah, mem same. I'm not going to change the mem.
So if you've just dropped in, we're running memory right now. You've got it 3800, 14, 14, 14, 4289.
I'm going to change it off the real time.
Okay. Power, we were at about 1,000 watts a bit ago when I checked.
Wrong one.
Sorry, 1,026 watts because I didn't zero out the meter. So it was not 1,020, but 1,026.
That was interesting. I must have hit the button, not realize. So I'm going to change this back. Do high. Usually on these benches, I actually tend to do more high than real time. So you can play around. Usually I recommend if people are going to do benching and stuff, they might as well like check each one.
Yeah. And there's some interesting stuff too where, so for reviews, sometimes we want to run logging applications on real time or high priority.
Yeah.
Because if you tell it to log every interval, 1 millisecond,
it starts affecting
it'll
the
start
performance.
skipping.
Yeah.
Because if it's not in real time, you'll end up with every potentially a couple seconds.
Much better. Almost 32,000. Or no, that's
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's an improvement.
Yeah, I'm so used to the 30.
Yeah, I know.
The 3970 that I'm like,
you're like, what? That's
record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy mode. Everything's a record as long as you forget about half of the cores.
Let's see. Who cares about the other cores?
Do we know what can chat help me out with finding this really quick? Can anyone go find the current record on R20?
Oh, it's probably like 5.5.
Should I look on Hardware Bot or are there better places to look?
No, it's the only place to look.
Okay. HW Bot.
It's under new ownership, so.
That's right.
I don't mind saying it all the time.
Yeah.
HW Bot.
I don't think we can say who yet. I'm not sure.
I fully support it though. I'll post any scores that we get on there just for giggles.
Just to support the new
owner.
owner.
Just to support the new owner.
Yeah. It'd be nice if that new owner supported you sometimes.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they'll get some shipping materials. So it's under new ownership, hwbot.org.
Yeah.
I guess go check the scores for me, please, if someone doesn't mind. Someone's saying you need 36,000. I don't know if that's the current high score or not.
No, there's probably other ones on there. You gotta understand too, it's like, so I'm only at -50. I'm gonna start pulling down. Scores that at 4 or 5, mine might actually be a little bit lower because the IF clock and the memory clocks are lower.
39,518 is the current high score.
That's not bad. I feel like it takes forever to bring this chip down.
Okay, that's good to know. I will write that down. Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. So current score 39,518.
I wish the software would work better though. One thing that's driving me a little bit nuts.
So while you're getting that running, can you I need to do super chats too, but this is normal chat. Glacier 9, can you please explain how and why cold bugs occur? Why do some architectures not care and others are finicky?
It's a good question.
I don't know that I can give a great technical answer.
That's one of the problems too.
Because Intel's not going to tell me, and AMD's not going to tell me. And they might not know either sometimes, but I can give, I guess, how and why. We can give some examples maybe without the specific here's why, but one of the how does it occur on AMD platforms, so Ryzen AM4 or this one of the hows is we'll get cold bugs if you have Infinity Fabric set to something you'd run it on normal desktop. So
well, I don't think they're initially testing that. Their main goal is to have IF clock so high when it's cold, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's not their highest priority because they're not going to be using this on the... So it's kind of hard to say. Most people say on these chips is the I/O, so that is causing the bug, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, so...
The problem is Intel and AMD really don't give us too much info on it.
And sometimes it's not even because it's like they're trying to be secretive. It's because it's hard to get to the people who might actually know.
Yeah, the engineer level.
I don't know.
And a lot of them, they might not even know because they don't test it that way.
Yeah, and I don't know that an architect or an engineer would always be able to tell you. They might just be like, oh, really? That happens? Huh, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those uncharted territories, pretty much. I mean, Intel has a nice overclocking. They have like an overclocking department.
That's right.
He does some really good stuff.
They've got Amit at AMD. He's really good too. He's done the mainstream desktop stuff.
Nice.
Principled validation engineer, something like that.
Principal validation engineer?
Something like that.
That's his official title?
Title, I think.
All right, so you guys might have saw that I rebooted. Sometimes it freezes when you're going cold. Totally haven't been able to figure out what is causing those. But as soon as I just keep on pulling down more, it doesn't really matter. So it seems to, like, if you freeze too quickly, it starts causing issues where I have to reboot. It was the same way on my 3990X, so pretty much the same. We have a
complaint. Oh, Barnacle says he's heading out. See you, Barnacle. And then we've got
latest lagger.
Let's see. Question on what's the current frequency? You have 4.5?
4.5. Yeah, I have a little issue with the MSI utility. It doesn't let me...
Is your high score still 32,986? Have you gone up from 30?
No.
Okay.
No, it froze because it was getting colder. We're at minus 90 now. So.
Okay. Do you know where this one freaks out on temperature, this chip?
It was a little weird. I don't know. I couldn't really tell last night because it was... we had some memory issues. So it was really weird around minus 120. A lot of the times you'll do a bunch of sessions just to try to figure out how cold you can run it.
Yeah.
And then once you start to figure out the chip, you gotta delve into how to get more performance. So, like if I were to have this chip at my house, I would take it and then I would go and try to see.
I think you're good. Someone says your mic is off. Can you pull that out of your pocket?
Is it all up here?
No, just just to make sure it's on.
Oh,
you can hear
I wonder if I muted.
I think it's just when he talks the other way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if Joe looks the other way, it'll be a little quieter.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Is that battery?
The problem with Joe is this.
Yeah.
Getting a mic on him in the center.
It's not the easiest.
It would have to be like in the middle of his stomach to be in the center because the beard comes down too low.
Bro, I have picture problems too, like because if you try to squeeze it down, nothing like.
You can't like crop your head.
It's like
for
video
the
and
CES badge and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's funny. My license, my license looks like this. So like you can't tell how big the beard is. It's kind of funny. All right, so we're at 31. We're at 4.6 now. But remember, with Cinebench, you got to run several times.
All right, so.
64 core at 46. Oh my! Did anybody look at the?
Do a forehead microphone. Just tape it to his forehead.
I don't know if that would work.
I don't know. You're talking down a lot too. Got that extra height, or maybe it's just because it's me.
I'm gonna move the mic over here because you guys are complaining too much.
I've got mine on this side, so you should be okay. Yeah. Clip to your beard. We've done that. We started like that.
I literally just did that.
Yeah. All right, so we're running 4.6.
Yeah, 4.6.
Nice. So
What was the score?
I think you were previously 32,986. At least that's
Yeah,
a
that's
little
a good
bit
one.
more consistent though, because the consistency was kind of off.
That's the problem with this bench.
You've got a full one right here when you need it.
Thank you, sir.
JW Dickinson says, "Is it a blank? Are you not allowed to say blank?" Yes,
It's blank.
that's what it is.
There we go.
Let me do some super chats.
33,387.
Oh, you got it. Okay, nice.
I'm going to take that.
That was 4.6, 33,387, and minus what? 98.
Yeah, about minus 100.
4.6, 1.5 volts.
Yep, everything
Everything's the
else is
same. All
yeah.
right,
I'm only changing small things.
got it. Okay, cool.
Last time I tried, I only benched this one once. So every chip is different. So
Yeah.
like you could say, oh, well, my chip does this. Well, that's good for you because my chip does different. That's just how it is.
Let me give some perspective too for those of you who might have joined late. Full stock, everything, load optimized defaults and motherboard was 24,643. So if you're like, I don't really, whatever, those numbers don't really mean anything to me, that is 100% fair. You could do a simple, you just do a percent difference, and that can kind of show you some scale. Cinebench is not quite linear, but pretty close to an application like Blender. We prefer Blender for reviews. It runs longer. It's easier to look at things like turbo duration. But for purposes of this, we're not trying to run a 10-minute long test each time.
Are you looking at power?
Not yet. I can.
I guarantee it's probably like,
I think it's
there you go, almost 34,000 now.
34.
Well, it's 33,879.
33,879. Same setting, so I'll just delete this one. 879. Okay. Power? Yeah.
Oh, so you took down.
You want to keep it?
Well, I just wanted to see the score difference.
Okay. 33,387 is
Yeah,
what
I
it was.
usually mark every time I change what the score is, or like what the highest score per.
Okay. I will update both then.
Get on it, Steve.
Um,
Right, so we're at 4.7 now. We're gonna go to 4.8.
oh, you were at 4.7 for that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was the
Gotcha.
other one 4.6?
Yeah, I kept both of them.
Yeah.
Let's check power too. When you click run on that, we can do a power read. So we're current. It's just a current clamp. It's going to be off by minus 0.5.
And this is also directly on the CPU, so we're taking it in the CPU itself. So
Yeah.
we're not the whole system. Usually, when I do it at my house,
Yeah.
like I just pull it from the wall.
As long as you
Yeah.
use the same one every time, it's fine.
Well, usually I want to see like how much it's.
You're
on
also you got to
power
watch
supply.
out. Yeah, I was gonna say you
Yeah.
got to watch out for the power supply. Plus, for this one, I didn't really care because you're running. I mean, I know this is a very nice, super high-end video card.
It's actually cheap. It's just I don't think you can get them over
Really,
here.
that's not super high-end,
No.
even though it looks like a fish.
Well, that's like a Galax thing. I don't know. They always make them like that.
So
I got
multiply-
one for free, and I just use it all the time.
multiply that by 12.
Yeah, it was a little bit lower.
So we were at 1,056 watts for
Yeah.
that.
1,056?
Roughly. Yeah, roughly.
Haha, Tate, I'm chicken clocking.
This one's a good question. So is this extreme cooling just to combat the heat, or is it to also increase the conductivity internally in the CPU? It's to combat the heat primarily, and also you do have a bit of a benefit on reducing leakage as you bring down the temperature too.
Yeah.
So you get some power, some voltage leakage.
Did I hit 90?
You were almost at 90 amps, yeah. So yeah, mostly for bringing down the temperature.
Pretty massive right there. 34,663.
34663 as it says at 4.8 and minus 100.
Yeah, it's minus 100.
4.8.
Hold on, I'll open it up.
Okay. There's another benefit too with running cold, which is
Yeah, that was 4.8.
okay. So the
Try to get me more.
core-to-core deltas are something to keep an eye out on. Where
I really wish we lapped this one.
yeah, well, core-to-core deltas are something to keep an eye out on. Where you might have some cores that run. We've seen this too on our 9980 that run 20, 30 degrees
Oh yeah.
lower than the hotter cores.
Well, you can imagine there's 64 cores in that chip, man.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy.
And so chilling it in any form is beneficial because your top clock's going to be limited by that hottest core. You'll start throttling on that one.
Yep.
So
Well, there's 64 of them. I still can't believe that we have a 64 core mainstream. 128 threads. Ridiculous.
Did you say mainstream?
Yeah, well, technically, this is kind of mainstream.
Yeah, enthusiast.
Like, you can actually overclock it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, we failed.
Not like some lockdown Xeon, right?
Yeah. We'll kick it off again. Might be getting funky because we're going a little bit colder on temps. They're very cold buggish-y. Kind of weird. Memory controller affects the cold quite a bit. I think it probably has something to do with the I/O.
Let's see if...
Are you gonna
delete
this chip?
I don't think so. I'm gonna see if our chip supplier wants to say hi on camera or not.
The chip supplier?
The person who sent it to us.
That slacker? It just got really quiet in here.
Yeah, I'm texting. It's very demanding. Hey, watch it.
So I saw a question. What happens if you put liquid nitrogen in your hand?
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, so biggest thing with that is don't cup your hand.
yeah, I had a lady do that one time.
So...
When I was at Computex, it freaked me out because I've never had someone so...
Did she get hurt?
Well, she went like this. Basically, I always tell people, yeah, just put your hand out. She just went like this. And it will actually burn you. Like, but it's not going to be that bad. But for a girl, I was like, you know...
I think for...
Yeah, I was trying to be nice. Like, I was like, no, don't do that. Like, smacking her hand and stuff.
For me,
it probably
too.
looked terrible, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll spill off of you. Don't let it soak, and cupping your hand would count as that. Don't let it soak, and then you need good ventilation, which we have a big space, a lot of ventilation, because otherwise narcosis can be a problem. But
yeah, that's when basically the liquid nitrogen in the phase change itself takes out all the oxygen.
yeah.
So as long as you can do a torch, where's their safety? We have no safety. So this is our safety mechanism.
There's no oxygen.
That's actually Steve, because he likes to turn this thing off. So like you see, click, you have this little button right here that you turn, and that's what goes on, and then it blows. So we have oxygen.
Because you can make fire. Yeah.
And what drives me nuts is Steve always turns this little section off. Like mine stays always on.
Yeah.
There's a little lock that's how it works. So stop messing with it, Steve.
Well, Joe, I figure if there's anything we can do to appease Captain Safety,
Captain Safety?
that's going to be the least of the things.
Maybe we should
can do.
make a Captain Safety, like instead of Captain Overclock.
That sounds like the lamest
I know.
superhero ever.
It was just a thought. Next time won't say anything.
Captain Safety.
Captain Safety.
Captain Safety has arrived.
Well, you know this is the 1 year anniversary.
Did you know that your tires are almost due to be replaced?
Oh,
You've been saved by Captain Safety.
That sounds really bad, actually.
Yeah.
It almost feels like one of those Saturday morning cartoon commercials.
For like Geico or something.
Well, like years in... Oh. We're having some funky issues. What's going on here?
So I'm saying the CEO would love a canary. The CEO, Snowflake, the cat, would love a canary in the coal mine. So why don't you, I guess, get that sort of stable where you want it. I'll take a couple of these.
Yeah, go for it.
We have, let's see, here we stopped here. Lola Brick, $2. Why not? That's a meme question, just, you know, not a serious question. Why not liquid metal, though? Yeah, so I'm actually going to answer that kind of, I know this person.
Should ask Jay.
But, well, yeah. So liquid metal has kind of an inverse relationship to other thermal interfaces where as you bring it down colder and colder, like sub-zero especially, it becomes less thermally conductive. And the hotter it is, the better it'll do. And so liquid metal in this application, I know this person was joking, but...
It's kind of crazy, though, because, like... And not many people have really tested how things get really affected at extreme cold.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things change properties. Like, it's kind of weird, and, like, that's why it's been so hard over the years. When I first started benching, they had a certain amount of pace. Now you have, like, KP, you got Thermal Grizzly. Those are, like, the two main ones that we use for overclocking. Before, there wasn't really that much, but, like, we would try to have, like, find certain pace and stuff.
That don't crack or don't crack.
Yeah, that don't crack.
Bad.
Like, it and for a long time, nobody really had anything decent. And it was actually a big problem in the OC world for, like, old records. That's why, like, a lot of older records get beaten.
Yeah.
Because the whole dynamic has changed, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, even, there was some dude that I used to put glue on his stuff, and then, like, it would freeze, and, like, yeah, there's... It's just amazing how properties change when things get cold.
Yeah.
like Lego cart, like the Lego thing where it
Yeah,
just
or
breaks.
like your memory modules.
Our
too.
memory modules, yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a channel on his or a channel on his video.
A channel on my video.
Go subscribe to Joe's channel because he's gonna have a video on basically more or less delidding memory modules. If you've ever had to take the heat spreader off memory modules, modern ones especially, they are on there to a point that it can be disconcerting sometimes. You don't really want to just rip it off.
Yeah,
You can rip the chips off.
the reason why we want to take the heat spreader off, especially with a lot of, ooh, that's a really good one.
I'll write the
49, 35, 155. It wants cold. So
35, 155,
Yeah.
minus 120,
Yep.
49.
Yep.
Okay.
155. I bumped up the voltage a little bit.
Okay. Oh, wait. What was the score? 35. Oh, it was also 155. Okay.
Yeah. No, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So, what were we talking about now? I kind of forgot. Whoops.
Doesn't matter. I forget. High score.
I think it was heat spreader.
39518. Yeah, we're talking about liquid metal and stuff. Terrence McKelvey. I'm doing a 3990X
Terrence.
build. You know that person?
Yeah. He was at CES.
Oh, okay.
He has a small little.
Upstart
channel.
Upstart channel.
Yeah.
I'm doing a 3990X build for a vet this week who's going to be using it for multiple virtual machines in his office. It's probably the correct way to use this chip, really. I'm considering going to Computex. You guys know if you're going. I am currently booked for Computex. I don't expect.
We usually are.
Yeah. I don't expect that the thing that can't be named or I'll be demonetized.
Yeah.
I don't expect that will still be a concern by then.
He just gave it away.
Wow. The algorithm doesn't, it's not smart enough yet to deduce from context what I'm talking about.
I don't
Just
know.
looking for the word in the script.
It's the AI algorithm. That's the real Terminator right there.
The real Terminator, yeah. Channel Terminator.
Yeah, the channel Terminator.
So we're currently scheduled. I don't suspect it will be postponed or canceled. It's far enough away. Although our China trip coming up might be. Faff about. P.S. I wouldn't worry about damaging that CPU. The guy who gave it to you probably dropped it a few times already.
I didn't give it to us.
Bazinga
Yeah,
X.
but that's probably Linus he's thinking.
That is who he's thinking. How many gallons of shampoo do you two go through in a month?
That's a good question.
Do you use it on your beard?
Of course.
Okay. I thought that was going to be a no.
No, you got to do conditioner, man. Beard is probably harder to take care of than regular hair. Very dry. Especially if you go into like salt water and stuff. It destroys the beard. You got to have a good conditioner. We should do a hair video.
Joe's got like one of those riders like bands have when they arrive. Yeah, there's the no green M&Ms. You've got that too.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what Joe sends me. He's also got like 6 gallons of beard conditioner. What's going on here? So do you shut down or?
No, so remember what I was saying before is like sometimes when I come down and bring it cold,
Yeah.
it just flakes out. So,
Okay.
But the thing is you can go a little bit more temperature and you can boot back in.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get it a little bit colder. I think I'm just going to keep it at 120 for now and see how far we can get. Then we'll just raise voltage.
Okay, cool. Lawrenceburg, keep up the great work. Both of your live streams are the greatest thing since
Slice
dropped 3900Xs. Just bought a mouse pad. Don't forget to sign it. Yes, we will be signing all of the mouse pads that you buy during the stream on store.gamersnexus.net. And
I still got to do that video on that, fixing that.
fixing.
The 3900X dial.
Oh yeah.
Because you know Linus did that one video. I don't like the way he did it though. No, it's pretty funny, but I want to do that too. I've been planning on doing it, I just haven't had the time. Actually, yeah, that reminds me, you owe me a donor CPU.
That sounds strange when phrased that way.
Stop it.
Let's see. Who
Come
else
on,
we
boot
got?
up, baby.
Charlie 22911. I really regret buying the 7980XE when it came out. Suggestions for dealing with my mistake. I mean, I liked that
Why?
CPU a lot. Yeah, that was one of the most fun CPUs I've overclocked. Because the 9980XE I didn't like as much because it's the solder makes it a bit easier.
The 9980 was just ran hot, right? The 7980 you can delay
Yeah.
and put liquid metal. That was actually, to be honest, if you were to ask me for a recommendation between the two, I'd tell you to buy a 7980.
Yes, so would I.
Just for that point, because you can put liquid metal on it.
Yeah, so I don't think you should really feel buyer's remorse on that. I mean, it's
Oh, is that a mouse issue?
better stuff always comes out later too.
It's your mouse.
What's the mouse? Just Maybe it's the USB.
It's your mouse.
Maybe it's the USB
Look at your mouse.
freezing over.
I'll blame your mouse.
So, yeah, I wouldn't feel buyer's
I might have been
remorse over
rebooting it just because of that.
that. Zaros.
Let's try.
Steve and Joe, did you guys try the thermosiphon from Ice Giant? No, but I did meet with them about it.
So we ran 4.9 last time, right? Yeah. Oh, that's why. Here, let me cancel this.
Yeah, 4.9. Yeah, let's recap the current, I guess, setup.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it back.
Last score I have logged is 35,155. The current high score world record is 39,518. And the, let's see, the baseline stock score was 24,643. Full stock. So to give you a quick idea of where we are now, we have improved the scoring from stock.
And a lot of those scores that you'll see that are even up on HWBot now, they've been benching them for weeks.
Yeah,
this is the second time I've touched the CPU.
Yeah. So we are 43%, 43% improved over full stock, and we're at 4.9 gigahertz. And then the current high score is how high above us?
5K? 4K?
It's 12.4% above where we are right now.
Oh, percent wise. Sorry,
So
I'm
that's
just trying to.
not bad. 4.9 gigahertz, pretty damn good, Joe.
I need to talk to MSI about getting a new utility because this thing is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it seems kind of buggy.
Yeah, it's okay. It worked finally there. It's just a little strange. A lot of times between CPUs, I mean, that's a big jump from 32 to 64 cores. So
Yeah. Let me catch up on some more of these.
to be honest, I didn't think we were gonna get the 64 core. So I probably could have asked earlier in the week and probably got it because it's kind of hard to talk to people in Taiwan in the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to bother them in non-work day, you know.
Now you're really going to confuse people where we got the chip from.
No, I'm talking about the
Yeah, I know.
for the board.
Yeah.
But remember, we weren't supposed to be benching this chip.
Yeah.
That we were lucky, but that wonderful other person.
Extremely lucky. I wish
Yeah.
I could name them and say go subscribe, but
Yeah.
until he gives me a very firm yes, I'm not going to.
Should I message him? Should we message him?
I did. He said he's.
Oh.
He said.
Where were we at? 20,
I'll leave it at he's working.
35,113?
35,155.
Oh, okay, so it's around the same.
Yeah.
But that was 4.9. So I just wanted to make sure it was similar to what it was.
Yeah, you're about the right place. Dave, hello Beard.
Hello, Beard.
Hello Beard, a capital B.
Who is
Did
it?
GN get you tater tots yet?
What up, Dave? No, he didn't give me tater tots.
I got
That's
you
messed up.
Bojangles and Cookout.
But was there tater tots in that?
No.
No. No.
But you can't get more.
I'll get it at the
You
airport.
can't get more North Carolina than that. Mike Bob.
Did we freeze?
Uh,
I think we froze. Hold on.
Is it frozen? Mike Bob, it's Tech Jesus and Tech Thor. I think you officially have branded yourself Tech Odin. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or are you going to change it again?
No, the funny part is I get Thor all the time, too. I actually fixed this guy's
Thornton.
Thornton?
Thornton.
Oh, I thought it was Thor.
No,
yeah.
I'm renaming you.
You're Thornton?
Yeah,
Oh, I
Thornton.
get it now, yeah.
Because now it's a
It seems to be...
non-commonplace word that you can trademark.
On YouTube, I get Tech Odin all the time, but then there's the other one where I, in real life, everybody calls me Thor. It's kind of funny. I guess I'm bigger
In person.
in person than if you see me. Ooh, I actually like cracked my back. Good. So I'm standing around this table all weekend with this guy.
Oh, man.
I am old.
Kim
This guy's a
Scoot.
baby.
SCK50. What beast of a graphics card is that?
Oh, dude. This is like the newest thing. This is like the 3080 Ti. No, this is just a Galaxy. I think it's a 720. I don't know. We use it for 2D because it doesn't stress anything out. You'll notice it's in the slot all the way at the end. The reason why it's in this slot too, because that actually affects the cold bug too.
We should talk about, I think we covered this briefly at the beginning, but let's just, PCIe generation
Yeah.
with AMD boards. What's your experience on, I know previously for sure, like 2000, 1000 series, for sure you had to drop the PCIe gen for some overclocking.
This one too.
This one too?
Yeah, I was having an issue where even if you have it in the wrong slot, it forces a certain gen, which causes issues.
Okay.
If you then put it into a lower slot, it helps a little bit, but you still have to change it to PCI Gen 1.
You go to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you could run 3 and do like...
I could run 3. I want to do some tests probably with the KP card when I get home.
Okay.
But I think I'll probably be limited to about -80.
Okay. So you can't get lower without it
but
freezing?
I don't think it will matter because the amount of cores. Well, I guess it depends on the benchmark, as always. I don't. Did they express the theoretical limit for Time Spy Extreme? Because I know that's probably the only one that actually.
The theoretical limit is we already know that 32
That'd be funny
cores.
to beat Vince if he has the extreme record on just the one car.
Well, I think he might be able to. But
that'd be fun.
So, Time Spy Extreme officially from the developers is built to support 28 cores. But we've clearly seen with the 3970X, it can do 32.
Yeah.
What I don't know is how to do with 64. But I'll test that later.
I haven't
later this week.
I haven't had the chance to test it.
You got one right here.
Yeah. I'm putting that one over there.
I will fill it. Let me take a super chat. Let's see.
Okay, we got
Aaron Hahnbeck, $20. Thank you. Thanks for the great content, or thanks for the content. Sorry, there's no adjective there.
Oh, there's
As
no
usual.
great content.
There's no great. I put that
Thanks
there.
for the content.
Putting words in his mouth. Philip Rams, $3. How effective is LN2 at killing blank? I don't
That's
know.
a good question. It'd probably help.
It would probably help.
We're probably doing something. You wonder if that would cause.
Yeah. Yeah, blank is really messing us up right now. Hackneo,
Yeah, it's so blank.
why not invest in a liquid helium system?
Oh
man, that's expensive.
I think that number one is it's crazy expensive. Like that tank is probably like $200 to fill.
Yeah, it's about
delivered around there.
178. Yeah.
Well, mine costs about $200 delivered to my house. But that's like $200. For that same tank of liquid helium, that would probably be about $5,000. So, and the problem is that a lot of these chips can't handle colder than a certain amount of. So, if your chip can't handle colder than -196, helium is completely useless.
I was gonna say you're having trouble even getting to like -120 sometimes. So.
Yeah.
I think liquid helium, I want to say, is 4 Kelvin off the top of my head.
It comes out to like some minus like 320 or something like that.
I think that's
minus.
Liquid helium temperature.
I always forget.
So it is 4 Kelvin, which is.
And it's not the easiest thing to use.
Minus 269. So.
269.
Yeah.
I know it's one of those.
I know Roman's worked with it, and I asked him.
Yeah, no, because the Asus guys used to do it. Gigabyte did it too. But the thing is, it's unmanageable. Roman can't say that he did it by himself.
Yeah.
Because you have a bunch of people. You need like 3 or 4 people.
That's what he told me. He said you need like a team of 3 to handle it.
Yeah.
He said that it was something like 10 times the price of if they did LN2.
Yeah, and it's pointless too. If you don't have a chip, like these chips can't really run that cold. So like if you're running at -150C, trying to balance helium out for that would be a complete pain in the ass. So that's why we would use the liquid nitrogen. Now for chips like say the 9900K, or KF and the KS, it's possible to use helium. Because they can actually, it will help you get colder, and some of those chips, but not every chip would be able to handle it too. So you'd have to bin chips to even try to go that
I have a question for you. Let's say you don't care about going as cold as liquid helium will allow, but you care about getting to the temperature you can support on the CPU faster. Does the extra speed at which you can cool down the chip with liquid helium help, or is it so hard to manage that you'd still just rather use LN2?
Say it again.
So I would assume liquid helium, you can bring the temperature down faster.
But the problem is you still have mechanics, so like you're still going to use the same pot.
Right.
Probably on this pot it would be quicker because of the way this pot is designed. It's actually drilled in from the sides.
Yeah.
And basically around. So what that's doing is creating more surface area. So on this pot particularly, that you could probably do it. It would probably go quicker. Yeah. But it's still, again, it's a pain. Like it's probably a little bit more dangerous because you need 3 people. So 3 people are stepping over each other.
Yeah.
It's just, to be honest, it kind of takes the fun out of it too.
Really good question though on liquid helium.
Oh yeah.
That's a fun one.
I get it quite a bit actually.
Why is this idiot? That's you, Joe, or me.
We're both idiots.
Why are these idiots? Thank you very much.
Yes.
Not using gloves.
Oh my gosh! Why does that question always come up?
So.
Here, I'm just gonna use the glove.
To demonstrate it. Don't drop it on the system when you drop it.
I can use it. Oh.
Yeah, well, use it with. How's that mouse going, Joe?
It's actually not so bad.
Here.
I have big hands anyway.
Here. No, not this hand. That
I
doesn't have a
can't
glove
even
on
grab it. I can do that.
Now get it back off of your hand. You have to. I like how you have to pull your hand out of it.
I can't
So,
even.
all right, a few problems with this. First of all, this. I know I've done this like a million times, and probably 90% of the people have seen this. This doesn't hurt. Second of all, don't let it soak.
It'd be funny if you went, ow!
Yeah. One of the problems with gloves. First of all, yeah, there's a lot of like subheadings here, but can't use things like leather workman's gloves. Need cryo gloves, which I do have, but they're extremely thick.
This is the problem.
And they make it really hard to. They make it really hard.
Are you picking that up?
To manage, because I start. That's warm. Damn, Joe. You okay?
You're welcome.
Do you have blank? Am I gonna get sick? Thanks.
Well, you're in the glove anyway.
So like handling this is really difficult with the glove. You lose a lot of the dexterity.
Yeah, it sucks.
The pouring accuracy goes away, and I mean also you could get it in the gloves, which would be a whole hell of a lot worse than if you didn't have gloves on.
Well, it will soak through the gloves too.
It will soak through even cryo gloves.
Yeah, actually, the video that's coming out probably Monday is basically you'll see actually with the gloves
on his channel. Go subscribe.
On my channel, yeah. So make sure you go and subscribe.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of reasons we don't use them. I personally think it's safer to not use gloves with this application.
What's going on here? Starting to have cold issues, I think. Don't look too bad underneath. See if we can get a run in.
Okay. Bob Flanders, 777. Joe, when you look directly at the camera, can you see me?
No, can't see him.
Steve, when will you have a local event? I don't know. I'd considered that. I was thinking recently, I was considering going to, so Cat Angels, you might be familiar with from our charity build we did. They have a thrift store where they try to generate some money for their cat shelter. I was considering trying to work with them on bringing some of the stuff there that we no longer need, like old reviewer kits and stuff, and setting up like a small section and like just table for an hour or something and letting people pick them up and donate to them. But I don't know. I haven't actually planned anything, so don't know. Let's see, a couple more.
This program's killing me.
Pato Martin, 100MX. Hey, would lapping my CPU help with reducing temperature or noise, or are the changes so small that it's not worth the effort? It's so worth the effort. I'm going to deal with separately. If done properly, it will almost certainly reduce the temperature. Reducing noise, when you're talking potentially like a 1 to 3 degree overall average temperature difference, I don't know about noise reduction, maybe a little bit if it's a really big delta on the core-to-core values. But
it just helps.
It helps a lot with this stuff.
I've seen it help even on air and water.
And then
if you want to do benching on air and water, there's a pretty famous, I guess he's a retired veteran called Dan Cobb.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He would ask me all the time, and we'd talk about it. And he took his 9900, his world record 9900K, and basically tested it first, and then did it after, and he gained like 70 megahertz on.
Yeah,
on
which is a lot at that.
Which
scale.
is a huge amount.
Yep. Okay, so where are you now? Let's recap stuff.
I'm still at 5.
Oh, you're at 5.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a score out of it yet?
No, it keeps on failing. I don't know if it's a voltage issue, because it seems like every time I raise voltage, I kind of have some type of issue, which makes me a little bit scared about the board. Because remember, this board is modified.
Oh yeah. Do you want to? We haven't actually talked about that.
Yeah. So if you've checked out some of on my channel, I basically have a insulting this motherboard. This is the actual board that I insulted.
He meant to use. There's a missing letter there.
Actually, what was funny, it went from insulating to insulting. I kind of thought the insulting was more because it literally I was heating up the board redneck style.
What is that? In an
resistor.
oven?
I had to. Remember how we did it yesterday?
Heat gun, yeah.
Heat gun, yeah.
So he pulled the resistor off the board, and what was that resistor doing?
The resistor, basically I was hitting OVP, which is
Voltage protection.
over voltage protection. So if I'd set 4.3 and go up to, I think, 1.35, anything over that, the current would basically, it would just shut down. So that was just on air. So
how did you figure that chip out? Did
just
you
by
ask
testing.
someone?
No, I was testing.
Okay.
Oh, no, the actual mod they gave to me.
Oh, okay.
I would go to them, I'm like, I'm having this weird issue. I can't bench it on LN2. Because if I can't bench it on air or water, there's no way I'll put it on LN2 if I'm hitting that current limit. So they were right away like, yeah, we have this issue where it's, because I don't think they realize how much power is going to be pulled from these when they initially make the boards. Like,
so you just remove a component and then it's fine.
Yeah, and then it seems to be fine, but I don't know if that is going to cause issues even more because the 64 core is twice the amount of 30. I mean, it's literally 32 more cores in the same area. So I don't know if that is pulling too much wattage that this particular board can handle. So I'm not sure. That's why I don't know what's out there as far as scores from MSI. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll have to talk to him, and it looks like we
check the.
No,
okay. All right.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat up a little bit, so we're gonna torch. So I'm gonna go on mute for a second.
Okay, I'll take some super chats. He's gonna heat up so that he can try and get this. We're currently at 5.0-ish, but without a score, and we're trying to, I don't know what our goal really is. We didn't specifically say we want to hit a world record.
I think 5 gig.
I think 5 would be nice. 5 would be nice. We're not
live stream, not trying to bench professionally.
Yeah, you're still not far away though. But yeah, that sounds good. Devin McGinty said, let's see, will the little hole in the Intel HEDT IHS be an issue with lapping? Will any metal?
No, actually, what that is.
Well, here's the continuation of the question. Will any metal or sand particles get in there and cause issues? Is your mic on mute?
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, so on the Intel HEDT, usually when they have that little dot, it's on the solder.
It's for like off-gassing of the
I think it's when they're sealing it. Basically, it lets the air pressure out. Yeah, you can. I've sanded all of those chips, basically from all the X79 chips. I've lapped hundreds of chips, literally. So it's kind of like. There's no issue with that. Like a lot of the times, you'll have paste buildup in there. Yeah. So when you're doing it, you just have paste popping out of it.
And when I lapped the 9980XE with Vince, who was being a little bit more cautious than I think he typically would, because it wasn't his CPU, but when I did that one on his sanding machine, just using a machine to lap it, he did take some paste and fill it in the hole. Yeah. Because that chip
it will catch it.
It was clean, so yeah, it'll keep stuff out.
Yeah, a lot of the times I'll test it without it first. So a lot of the times paste goes right in it. Like if you haven't used the processor before, like you probably should stuff something in there. It would help a little bit.
But you should use it first to make sure it works.
It works.
Before
That's the
you
thing.
Invest the time.
That's the major test. Anytime you get anything, pretty much anything, you need to test it before you start insulating stuff or
before you start insulting it.
Insulting it. I'm just going to use insulting from now on because I love the way it sounds. Like, I love to insult Steve, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes, everyone knows what you're saying, Joe.
Coldish.
That is plain English. VC Chester says, all of these tech gurus in here slumming it with us plebs.
He is a pleb. I know him. He's always on my stuff.
Aaron Hollenbeck, don't break it. We will try our best.
He actually sent me a cool axe.
VC Chester?
Yeah, dude, it's like a Nord axe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take more pictures of it.
Lawrence Bodenhurst says, hey, if I buy one of the anti-static mod mats, will you guys also sign that? We're only doing the mouse pads today. Some of the mod mats are on back order, meaning they're being manufactured and shipped to us, so we couldn't if we had them. But just the mouse pads today. Let's see, I'm catching up on these, that's nice. Gaction64, do you have a kilowatt or something similar? We did take some of those measurements. The highest amount we pulled straight to the CPU, so clamping the EPS 12 volt cables, was about 1100, just under 1100 watts. Is it working or is it freaking out still?
No, I'm doing it like lower temp.
Okay.
Or higher temp.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a higher temp to see if it's memory causing the issue. Because a lot of times when you go colder, it's just memory.
I do that too, by the way. You see minus 87 versus minus 120.
I know.
You say it's a lower temperature.
Yeah. It's kind of a mind. It's one of those things that I don't know. There's some. You ever see those shows of like brain tricks or whatever?
Yes. Brain tricks.
Yeah. It's something called like that. I don't know. Give me a break. Jeez. No respect.
Yes, so yeah, 1056 I think is what I measured last. Ike 44. LN2 are not too cold for you. The beard holds you warm. Please do AMD no harm. We are trying to do no harm. William Goodman. Just bought both the mouse pad.
Oh, memory issues, dude.
Oh, really?
Page fault.
Oh, page fault's a memory issue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually useful for people watching too. What are some, when you get the BSODs, what are some common ones that you know off the top of your head? Watchdog? Do you know what that typically is?
Yeah, that's usually CPU voltage.
Okay.
Yeah, watchdog timeout error
Yeah.
is usually CPU voltage.
Like too low?
Yeah, you can, like if there's anything memory, like you'll see like certain ones, yeah, it's too low. But like even NVIDIA stuff, like you'll see their driver failure. Like if you see anything in that, that's obviously something to do with their driver.
Yeah.
You gotta, I mean, you just kind of limit to what it is.
And page fault, so memory.
Page fault is definitely memory.
What do you do about that?
That's a good question.
Break down, rebuild?
That might actually.
We have time, we can do it.
Well, I wouldn't say rebuild. I'd probably just blow everything off and.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take everything off. It's kind of. Is it more humid today than it was yesterday?
No, it's 1% different. 41%.
Oh, it's 40. Yeah. We should probably invest in a dehumidifier.
Think so?
Yeah, because if you get it down to lower, it actually helps out quite a bit. You'd be surprised. Like I remember benching in Vegas one time. We did a 4-way setup, so 4 GPUs on liquid nitrogen, and the CPU on liquid nitrogen, for 6 hours.
Man, that's.
I was like, what is this magical thing? I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's the easiest place to bench ever.
Yeah,
like,
there's
if you want to
no
go
water.
become a professional bencher, go to the desert. It's true though. I mean, for real. No,
It'd be
so-
great if Roman went to the desert, wouldn't it?
Well, no,
To go become a
went to the
professional
beach.
bencher? Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Give me a pot.
I think you'll see a video on Roman's channel relating to his current excursion. It should be fun. Der Bauer, that is. Okay, so to recap, I think we've gone over this score recently, but 35,155 is where we are right now. We started at 24,643. It's an improvement, top of my head, somewhere around 42%. And then that original score was at 28 degrees Celsius. The most recent, you were at minus 120. And then that was 4.9 gigahertz. We did, just for reference, an all-core 4.0 set of 29,537. So some pretty good improvement from even the 4G all-core.
I wish I wasn't having so many problems with this software though.
You want to try just only in BIOS, or is that not a thing?
You can, but
Just to make it.
see how it's locked?
Yes.
5.0 versus 4.5.
Yeah.
Sometimes working then. It's definitely, I have to get an updated one.
You could use Ryzen Master, Joe.
Nah, that one's even worse. No offense, but I'm not a big fan of it
It
at
is
all.
pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not easy to work with at all.
Also, it has a limit on the voltage, I've noticed. It doesn't let you
Yeah,
go over
probably.
155.
Yeah, if we had more time to play with this one, I think we can probably do a lot better, but
It's still
first
good,
stream.
though.
Oh, yeah.
4.9 on 64 cores is insane.
Pretty amazing, to be
That's
honest.
insane.
Almost 5 gig.
Because the 28 core.
I'd feel better when we hit 5 gig, though.
Yeah, I know, I would too. Did you ever do the 28 core on LN2?
Not yet, no.
Okay. What did you ever do that on water or anything? I forget
Yeah,
where
I did water. I don't remember the scores, though.
I can't remember where I peaked on it, but
Oh, water was maybe like 4.5,
Okay.
4.6. And that's not even like a decent, that's like a
that's gonna be
decent one.
That's gonna be that's a good chip.
I think it was maybe like 4.6, I want to say, 4.7.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
With good
It
setup.
needs chilled, though, and to hit 5 gig. For sure. I know a lot of people flipped out about that.
William Goodman, $10. I think I got that one. Oh no, I did. I don't know. Just bought the mouse pad and the large mod mat. Long time lurker till now. Keep up the good work. When might the large mod mat
Come on.
come if I have it on back order? I think it's on the store. Let me check what we have currently set. We're making a lot of them right now, but the thing I can't talk about because I'll get demonetized means that Lunar New Year was extended by about a week, and so all the factories are still out till tomorrow. Actually, they come back tomorrow. Anyway, those are. Let's see. What did we say? Late April is what we currently have for the large size. The mediums, I think, are in stock.
We're gonna try to just do it in the BIOS because it's just
Okay.
taking too much time.
That sounds good to me. We haven't made any progress for a little bit because of the issues with software.
Does that help with memory a little bit?
Dan77 Rain. Is it safe to go TDP 2 times or 3 times using 9900K? I mean, as long as you have...
What was the question?
Is it safe to go 2 to 3 times over TDP, I think is the question. So...
What is 2 to 3 times?
Yeah, okay.
It's a weird question.
TDP isn't really the right...
It's not a great marker.
Not a good way to measure.
Yeah, a lot of people quote it too. It's just...
It's not a power number. It can be close on Intel, but once you account for the boosting, the turbo limit, you're maybe at 140 instead of 95.
It's almost like how they take emissions from cars, where like on the higher end, you ever see that? I think, didn't VW do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they basically had that whole big issue.
VW was the leading pioneer of
trying to fool the transportation.
Fudging the emissions, yeah.
There's my buddy right there. Nice.
We're almost down to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it safe? Just get a decent cooler on there, look at the temperatures. You're more likely to run, in normal circumstances, you're more likely to run into a temperature limit like TJ Maxx before you run into deadly voltages, but don't go set like 1.55 like I think you're still running here. You at 155 still?
I think I'm 165.
Stay in reason.
Yeah, something's not happy.
Don Ho Choi? Is this the one?
No,
or
actually
PC?
no.
Oh. Don Ho Choi says, any tips on maintaining lawn hair or beard?
Conditioner. It's all about conditioner.
Thermal paste, conditioner, same thing.
You use thermal paste and it's a great conditioner.
PCcustoms.be.
Yeah, it's an awesome monitor.
Rip it, Slacker. You got a 3990X
You have to put your sunglasses for my buddy.
Why?
Because that's his thing. His name's Shades.
Are these safe?
Yeah.
What'd you do to them?
Nothing. They're like, technically, they're safety specs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Come on, you gotta be like, yeah.
I don't believe you.
They are. They're actually from Home Depot.
That.
What's up, Slacker?
Sayak Bhattacharya.
I think maybe I'm pushing too much.
We will sign ModMat as well. No, sorry, we don't have them in. We just have the mouse pads
that's
here.
why. 1.625.
Ryan Quinn, what frequency range should we expect on water with a 3990X into all core? We haven't tested it on water.
We haven't tested it.
Straight to LN2.
Not gonna lie.
I'll know soon. I'll know this week.
Well, I guess what 3970X. I'd basically assume lower.
Yeah, I would assume
because
so.
you're twice the amount of cores.
Yeah.
So
I was about to say.
I'm trying to remember what it was on water for the other one. Is it 4.4?
We had trouble with overclocking Threadripper in general, where stability
Sounds like a personal problem. No.
Stability for normal applications, everyday use was suspect a lot of the time.
I was between 4.3 and 4.4 on the 3970, and that was pretty locked down. But also, I had to mod a board to be able to do that too.
Right.
So that was kind of a.
I'll be able to answer that question in a week or two, though.
That's why he won't let me lap this thing.
Yeah, that is one of the many reasons.
One of the many.
Yes. Another one is the several hours it would take to find sandpaper.
So what we
at
didn't
a store.
What you did.
and then
We
lap
should talk
it.
about that a little bit
man.
because that was pretty funny. I don't know if you guys saw in the video. Basically,
Keegan bought those
oh,
for me.
see, now he's playing with Keegan. That's pretty funny. Ooh, that's good. It booted at 5 gigs, so that's good. Nope, that ain't good.
It booted at what? 5?
Yeah, I had to raise the voltage.
Are we actually gonna have a clock run?
Just because it booted doesn't mean it's not gonna run. We'll see. Just make sure it's actually that. You never. Sometimes it does hokey things.
Where are you trying to stay right now? Minus 120?
Around there. Before I wasn't able to get to really 120. Don't touch things, Steve. You broke it! No,
Don't think so.
I'm just kidding.
3, okay. So
You ready? Well, we're gonna try to run anyway.
yeah, I'm keeping, what are you at, 5?
Yeah, we're at 5 gig finally.
Okay.
I don't know if that utility is causing us some issues, maybe, with the voltage and stuff getting set.
I would.
Sometimes between like different CPUs.
I trust BIOS more. It's just a lot slower.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The thing is.
Man. Oh, never mind. I misread that number. I thought it said 100 amps. Although you're close.
That failed?
It failed.
Yeah.
20 amps and it stopped.
Yeah, it almost seems like there's something blocking it. I wonder if there's some type of amp limit. But usually when we have some type of overprotection, things shut off.
Yeah.
But there is sometimes when
I would expect it to go black if it were OCP.
No, well, if it's OCP, basically what would happen, it would shut off. You'd have to cut off power completely and go back on. That's with any OVP, OTP, or OCP.
So I think that was...
But it just seems weird.
I feel like that was stability.
Just some, yeah, it could be stability too. Oh, I hit the wrong button again.
Increased voltage?
I guess we can try. Problem is I think voltage could be the issue too.
Decreased voltage?
That could be a like. Let's go to 1.6. I think I'm at 165. Let's look. I think this is kind of limit at this temp, so maybe just going colder should help.
Can you go colder without it freaking out?
Maybe now.
Okay.
I think a lot of the issues sometimes, so people don't get it, like when you're doing liquid nitrogen stuff, you run into the weirdest issues. Really, a professional overclocker is a professional troubleshooter.
It's a professional who has a lot of patience.
Yes, well,
what it is.
I'm not sure.
It's
I have
someone who
patience.
can professionally sit down for like 6 hours and figure out an
Yeah,
issue.
because there's sessions that will run hours and hours and hours. But sometimes you'll have utilities that cause you a whole type of headache. So like if you were to change the, say from 5 to 5.1, I had chips like on X99 where I had to set it like the voltage and everything at the multi at like -50 and then pull it down to -20 and then bench and like there's a lot of things. So you got to kind of troubleshoot everything. So you want to try to limit it as much as possible to be able to do things. So it looks like we're at 1.6. Let's try that. And then we'll try maybe like 161.
Okay.
All right, we could try the other one too. Let's just give it.
See, super chats. I'm trying to read all of these today. We typically get every single one of them. So we do run about a 30 minute to 1 hour delay though. We're at a 1 hour delay right now on reading them. Let's see, we got Ryan
You get
Quinn.
too many super chats.
Vincent Van Ryn.
All right, so
hi, Mr. Steve.
Almost seems like a volt.
Hi, Mr. Steve. How much for your facial hairs?
Right, so,
Asking the wrong person.
what?
You sell those, right?
I don't even have to sell them. You come over to my house one time, I can donate you as much hair as you want.
Just vacuum his floor, and you can have an entire beard's worth of hair.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I had this argument with my girl the other day. She's like, I find your hair everywhere, more than my hair. Like, you could tell it's a beard hair, too.
Yeah.
Like, literally in my truck, like, on my motorcycle. Like, even on my motorcycle the other day, I found it on there. I actually tweeted last night. I was thinking about it, because I was about to go to sleep. We were here late last night, and all of a sudden I find a beard right on our beard.
A beard. Literally an entire beard.
Not a beard, but I found a beard hair right on, like, sitting on like the coffee table, and I'm like, how the hell did that get there? Like, it's the weirdest spot. I find them everywhere. So if you want them,
go vacuum his house.
Go vacuum my house.
Daniel Silva, good luck. Have fun today. Yes, we are. We did pretty well so far, but we're trying to get 5.
I don't know. The most of what it's looking like is definitely. Yeah, it's mem, dude.
Is it frozen?
No, it's just water.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
it. Look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna break. What I'll do is I'll break down. I'll keep the pot, everything.
Yeah.
And we'll just get all the water off.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna quickly break it down and reassemble his cardboard, and then we'll be good to go again. It's just gonna be to dry off the memory.
Yeah, the memory is pretty soaked. That's why we're getting such weird errors.
Yes.
It's tough on this platform because you need such a big pot, and when you have such a big pot, one of the biggest issues you have is the cold spreading to the rest of the board. Maybe we'll try the heater too.
One of the things I can get I have the KP one.
Oh, no, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
I brought all mine.
One of the things that I've also dealt with when doing this is you'll get water buildup on the back of the socket or in the socket, as you've noticed. And that's really hard to troubleshoot because the only way to know if it's there is to take the entire thing apart. And then you're like halfway done.
It's actually ridiculous too. Like, and on the Threadripper setup, it's even more complicated because the chip is so big. You have to make sure all the pressure and everything is good and lined up, and like otherwise you won't you won't get all 4 memory channels. You only maybe get 2 or 3, and
You're-
or
you've
you
got
might not
a-
even boot.
You've got a video on that coming up on your channel too.
Yeah, I have a video basically talking about just that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 we have on that one.
Yeah. But yeah, he was doing something last night where just tweaking the screw tension by a quarter turn would be the difference between channel and not.
And also booting on another one.
What else? What do you need for that? Do you need a heat gun or?
Yeah, I'll need a heat gun in a bit.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna turn it upside down, pour water on it.
Okay.
I'll just keep it hot mounted. I'm probably gonna heat it up to like plus 50. Yeah, Andrew, if you want to try to keep it down and look, if you look at the memory modules, you probably most likely see, is there water on them over there?
Not really.
I guess it's on this side.
Yeah. So the water buildup on the other side was basically about here. I can feel it's got some
Condensation.
but
Usually, I think what I'm gonna start doing at home is a lot of the times I'll put a pot on here.
is your mic off?
Oh yeah.
No, it's on.
Actually, no, I think it's on. It's on, right?
Yeah.
This is the fun part. We get to mess with extreme cold, and we get to, and then fire.
Yeah. Do you want me to heat up
Nah,
over
you can
here or
wait.
no? Okay. You're plugged in whenever you're ready.
No, what happens is basically when you're heating up, you're gonna have water drenched all over. So you want to try to keep the paper towel on, and just heat up until when you start getting into the plus temps, you'll see that we're at minus 20. You'll see how the pot will start changing because it actually starts getting warm. The
Yeah.
rest of the pot will do that and it will create water, but the paper towel should take care of that.
Yeah, so just to update everyone, what are they doing? So right now we're heating up so that we can try and get past some cold issues that we were having. The memory had water on it, and that's going to cause bugs and eventually shutdowns.
It actually will kill your operating system.
It can
too.
kill a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Kill components too.
Yep.
So one of the first things Joe told me when we did this was once you start getting weird errors that you don't really understand anymore, it's time to break down.
Yeah.
Because that's how your quote was, that's how you kill hardware. Did you keep
No, it's
pushing?
really how it is. Most of the hardware that I've ever killed is because I benched too long.
Yeah.
That's a usual problem, and most benchers that have benched liquid nitrogen for even a little while will tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
It's my number one tip, to be honest.
So this, we're gonna get it back up and going as soon as it's dried off, which won't take too long, and then we'll see if we can hit 5. We're currently sort of at 5, but not running the bench. 4.9 gigahertz all core, 64 cores for the 3990X. We're running 35,155 for the store on Cinebench R20. To give you perspective, that's about 40-something, 42% above full stock everything load optimized defaults, which is 24,643. And then the 39,518 current world record is about 12% above it. So that gives you a sense of scale where we are. We're significantly higher than stock, but we're still a bit below world record. We're not going to hit world record today, but maybe that's something to try later.
Well, you also got to understand it's also chip quality.
Yeah.
So the top record you're seeing is going to be an insanely thin chip.
And also, again, like you kind of want to get to that number as fast as you can, get to the highest possible. Not like
no
not
chicken
stop
clocking.
and not explain BIOS and all this stuff. So yeah, we're doing pretty well though. Let's see. What am I? Oh, super chats I was looking for. Adam Oatmeal bought a mouse pad. Thanks for signing. Wow, that's loud. Thank you for buying one, Adam Oatmeal. We
Am I still
appreciate
on?
it.
Okay.
We'll both, we're signing, both of us will be signing all the mouse pads sold today. And Barnacle earlier.
45.
Barnacle's headed out. Scroll down. KV Swim. Which Windows 10 are you using? The schedulers are different. I don't remember.
1903?
Something like that. We're aware that
Yeah, 1903.
we're aware that there are benefits for updates
there's-
with Threadripper, but
There's benefits and there's also
downsides.
too. So it's not just, sometimes you'll lose memory performance. Like the newer versions of Windows are a little shaky with memory.
It's also an issue of what have you had experience with testing and making sure you understand what Windows is doing. Like you don't really want to come here for a stream and throw in a Windows OS you haven't used before.
Yeah, it gets difficult, especially for benching. You got to have everything particularly dialed in.
Yeah.
We were kind of rushing, especially since we didn't have a 64 core.
Yeah,
so.
it literally came in like a little over 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
So just really want everyone to appreciate that this is even happening right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, of course.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we were going to do a 3970X, and I was like, oh, that 64 core is going to launch. And it's the one weekend no one will care about the 32 core.
Yeah.
So
the one weekend.
I
so
made
true.
a lot of calls. I considered doing a day trip, 4.5 hours there and back to Micro Center, and we ended up working with a YouTuber friend of ours who has loaned it to us. So, and we were able to get it overnight next morning shipped. So it left that YouTuber at about 2 p.m. on Friday, and got here at about 11 a.m. or so on Saturday. So pretty good.
lucky.
Pretty good. And that also means that you've had an equivalent amount of time pre-testing this as you have had streaming it now. So
Literally, yeah. I think we had, well, no, it's probably around the same.
yeah, it's about 3 hours maybe.
All right. One thing you want to do.
Oh yeah, see all that water?
Water! To be honest, it doesn't happen as much as this on this pot as compared to, let's say, Vince pots. Because I guess it's the way it designs it, the surface area.
A lot on the socket. We should show camera.
See how much condensation built up?
Yeah, and so this.
Look at we have liquid electrical tape on there.
Let me clean it off just to do it.
Yeah, I just don't want to have it leaning.
Yeah.
We don't want to bend stuff because remember there is a PCB under there.
Yeah, so you've got liquid electrical tape in the socket. Yeah, that's good. It should be.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Just so it doesn't start dripping anywhere else.
Yeah, I just got to kind of go through.
I think water is fairly misunderstood as it relates to hardware, but so insulation helps a lot, obviously. Vaseline's a common choice. Liquid electrical tape's what Joe's using. But then there's also water just...
Paper towels,
Paper towels help a ton.
Yes.
And then water just hitting the component doesn't mean that it's going to die.
Yeah.
It's not like it just fizzles and that's it, it's dead.
Here, you can sell it to that dude.
Sorry. I don't know.
Beard hair. I'm not even kidding. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. That's definitely a beard hair.
That was probably the problem.
Yeah.
There's your problem.
That could have been it. It was shorting.
Short.
The beard was shorting.
Conductive beard hair.
Conductive beard hair.
Yes.
Let me just make sure all the memory modules are good. Make sure there's no water in there.
VC Jester. Oh, did I get this one? Brisson Jameson. What would be a good measure for CPU performance per watt? Also, does overall multi-core performance efficiency decrease? This is a good one for you, Joe. Let's take this one 2 different ways. Question for you: does overall multi-core performance efficiency decrease linearly? They're asking with undervolting, but I'm curious about overclocking. So as you increase...
Hold on, start over on that question.
Let's do it this way first. As you increase the clocks, is there a linear gain in performance? We could do the math on that. But
is there a main...
like if you increase the clock, we could do the math on it. If you increase the clock 40%, is there a 40% increase in performance? Generally, the answer is no. It's going to be less,
generally
less
it's
than
not.
linear.
Usually it's less, yeah.
But let me see. Let's do some numbers.
Because you would think just like even the 64 core versus the 32 core, right?
Yeah.
So you increased 32 cores, yet how much power did we really increase?
So we had
I think it was at like 780 at around 4849.
We had
almost 800, maybe like 840, so it's like 200. But do you have any VAS?
Yes.
I wonder if VAS would be better on these.
I can do it. I'm doing some math on this question.
It's definitely these modules, though.
Okay, so we did just for reference, the Cinebench R20, which is not a real typical application, benchmark application mostly. We did a 22.5% increase in clock from 4.0 to 4.9, and we did yielded a 19% increase in score. So that one's pretty close to linear so far, but that's not going to be how all applications are. Do you want Vaseline for that?
Yeah. Just a little bit and a little brush. I'm going to try to put it on the first 2 modules to see if it... the problem is with Vaseline, you really don't want to get it in the memory slot. That will cause... You got to clean it out. Yeah, you can see that's pretty much our issue right now, is The first two modules, because this is quad channel, so you have 4 modules. You can see how soaked it is, and there's not. It's pretty hard to get away with that. Yeah, it looks like it's the modules. It's not even in the slots, so.
That's good.
You have a brush?
Yes.
Try to blow it off a little bit. Where's there? There it is.
Thanks.
Steve, why don't you have a compressor?
You know the problem we have with fans making noise on a live
Yeah, but
stream?
I told you I got one that's good, right?
Yeah, but you run it outside in a different room, right?
No, I don't. I run it in the same room.
I heard it on your stream. It was still kind of loud for my taste.
Oh yeah, these are soaked, dude.
Do you want a new can?
Yeah.
Get some more pressure out of it. I have a compressor on the floor here, but we'd have to mute both of our mics.
Yeah, I have that same
I hate that
compressor.
thing.
It's so awful. I bought it for the same thing, and then literally it sat in my garage.
Yeah.
Because it's
so damn loud.
So loud and annoying. But I found a Hitachi one that's really good. If you watch my streams, basically I have one where I would do all this now.
Yeah.
But
All right, so sorry about the noise on that. I'll try and talk while he's doing it. VC Jester said, install a couple of Galax cards and see how that AMD does in 3D Mark. Might have to swap out the EVGA PSU.
well, we were talking about that earlier. Technically, we're probably going to have issues with cold on that. Because whenever you're doing the PCI, you obviously want to go higher PCI Gen for any of those 3D benches. That's kind of like, if you go, you'll drop performance quite a bit. Just from like Gen 2 to, from Gen 3 to Gen 2 is a good, it depends, I guess it depends on the bench, but I remember the Fire Strikes and stuff were like 2,000 points, like, it was quite a big change, like you don't want to be doing that.
Matthew Spriggs, rate this OC. 4820K, which I don't remember, 4.78 gigahertz, 104 BCLK, 46 multi.
Is 4820K, is that a
It's an Intel chip that
X99?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, dude,
I
people
think
ask
so.
me all the time about old chips, and yeah, I broke a bunch of records on them and stuff, but, dude, I feel like I've benched so many chips that you can't keep up after a while.
HBO Matt, tape a beard extension picture onto his license. That's kind of funny.
That is actually
Just
pretty
cut
good.
out like
I
a
like
beard,
that.
and then when you pull it out of your wallet,
Yeah,
it
but
like
like-
unfolds.
Yeah, you just go,
Just have it like,
dude, I like that. I like that. That's a good question.
I feel like if
right
you
there.
get pulled over for speeding and you hand that to a cop, they'd be like, you know what?
You're good.
I respect this.
I like you.
Nick,
That's pretty awesome.
yeah,
I'm gonna
that
have to
is.
do that.
according to HardwareBot,
What?
they are number.
Join my Twitter for that, because I'm actually gonna do that.
According to HardwareBot, they are number 2 in the world. I'm not sure if that's referring to us or someone else. I guess I can open up HardwareBot and check, and
Can't be number 2.
I don't think
No, because I know
so.
Splave and then one other Asus guy. I don't know how to say his name. He's a Korean. He just actually moved over to Taiwan.
Oh, did
really
he
nice
really?
dude. Yeah, he was in.
He works for Asus, or he just
I
is
think he just
sponsored?
started working now
Oh, okay.
for Asus. He moved to Taiwan from Korea.
I think he took a.
He was in the G Skill. He's a very accomplished bencher.
Okay.
Obviously, if you can make it to the G Skill OC World Cup stage, then you're doing something right.
R20. Here it is.
He didn't make it all the way through, but
I mean, even just getting there is.
just getting there is
Yeah.
is a pain in the ass. To be honest, if you can like hold your own in there, you're the man.
Oh,
It's
here
like
it
the
is.
World Series of Overclocking right now.
I think you might actually be. You are number 2 right now on HardwareBot.
I'm number 2. Doesn't surprise me. Is that a bugged one? Oh, 3289.
So the current high score is 39,518. The second place.
That looks like it's bugged. If it's 42.5, or he probably didn't, but the current second place. But
The current second place is 32,898, and it's a Micro Center account, which is kind of funny. And then if you submit your score, you'd be at 35,155, which is a pretty firm second place.
pretty firm.
Yeah, it's about an equal gap between you and first.
I support HWBot now, so we'll have to put it up there.
Yeah, that's good. Nice.
Yeah.
Second place. It's the first loser.
You saw I put that up last night, didn't you?
Did you?
Yeah, no,
That's what I've been saying that for years.
I've said it for years too,
Yeah.
but I actually put it up on a comment last year.
Did
Or
you?
yeah, someone said, I think no, because I remember I go slacker first,
Oh,
and I go, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. You're the first loser, Joe.
Oh yeah, no, I knew I didn't use that one. I used to use that one all the time. Kind of disappointed in myself now.
Chris Al, thanks for great content. Hashtag London. Thanks for watching from, I'm assuming, London. I've been there once. Samuel
I've
Furr.
actually never been there. I was almost gonna move there.
Really?
Yeah, I had
Move.
a job for this. You know the work I do right now.
Yeah.
Basically, back in 2005, it was either I go to Florida or go to England.
Okay.
And I decided to go to Florida.
They are very different places in terms of weather.
Well, I know. I love the warmth. I'm like a warm guy.
Do you?
I like to or do the Viking thing. You know, pillage everything.
That's cold.
Yeah, but the thing is, the
You're like
Vikings
the
used to
worst
go
Viking ever.
travel to places and conquer areas.
Okay.
That's basically what I'm doing. I'm
So you-
conquering Florida right now.
So you traveled to Florida, and then you got a location to put a computer to do your job to conquer Florida.
Hey,
That doesn't really sound that Vikingish, Joe. I don't know. You do have the boating in common.
that's true. I love boating.
You should get a
I need a
longboat.
boat there. A longboat?
Yeah, like a
Actually-
Viking longboat.
A Viking longboat.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty genius, you know. My
Yeah.
heritage is pretty awesome.
Samuel
I'm-
Furr, do you see a greater core-to-core delta on CPUs with chiplets like Threadripper? If the chiplets are slightly different heights, for example. It's a good question.
What was the question? If height?
If the core-to-core delta is temperature delta is higher with a.
Well, we haven't ripped apart this one, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put the fans on. I want to
to-
see how it is more.
Answer the question though.
Actually, we'll do this.
I looked at that on the 3970X, and it was honestly, it was about the same as what I saw on like Intel monolithic dies. So that said, I don't have a big sample size. We're talking a couple chips, and they're all different SKUs, but it was about the same. Kazimo Gioy says, Steve, do you think that you will reach
butchering
40K? Yeah, sorry. No, I don't think we'll reach 40K on the score, but you're pretty damn close.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah. Big Al, good to see you. Love these weekend live streams. Got me a mouse mat. Any chance on getting the lightweight pullover hoodie with different logos? Already have the one in the store. Yeah, definitely. Those we
How come I
could-
don't have a pullover, Steve? Because I got a bearded hardware one.
I can get you one if you want.
I kind of want one.
I think we could add another one. That wouldn't be too hard. Next one was Blue Rhythm. I love that. So you did that pretty fast. That was good. Blue Rhythm said, "Love the sound when you're pouring liquid nitrogen." It is kind of crazy.
It's my favorite sound, to be honest. It gets my adrenaline going, I guess you could say. You ever go into a fast car when you turn it on like an old muscle car? It's like, it's the same feeling I get when it's like, yeah, woohoo, let's rock.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Noise I don't like is when you turn some of those cylinders on. Sometimes they have that really high squeal
Usually when they're empty.
when they're empty.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
awful.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Uh-oh. What'd you do, Steve?
Literally nothing.
What'd you do, Steve?
For once, I can be happy with that statement, Joe.
I wonder if a module is not in right.
Yeah, just reseat them.
Yeah, that's what the one thing I don't like about this platform is how long it takes for a BIOS reset.
Yes.
I feel like it takes like a half an hour to
It
do
takes
that.
forever. Mariner 1712 going to lightly OC a 1700X for desktop CAD work. Probably should get a knock to a cooler, or stick with the included Wraith. I mean, I just get an aftermarket cooler for an OC. It's worth it.
The
It'll be
Nacho
quieter.
coolers are pretty good.
Yeah,
I had one on an 18 core. I was so impressed with it
they do
that
well.
it worked very
Yeah.
well. It was a Nacho. It was one of the big fans. The one thing you got to watch about with air coolers is memory. Depending on what memory you
Yeah.
have, the heights and stuff, sometimes the coolers don't fit well. Or if you put the cooler on, it's hard to put the memory on, or you have to put the memory on first, stuff like that.
Is that memory socketed all the way? Is it booting? Or it's resetting BIOS?
It's the BIOS. It takes like 20 minutes, it feels like. Drives me nuts.
Terrell Sun, is there an actual benefit by using a GT 710 GPU? We answered that already. Or is it just I don't want to kill an RTX card? So it's just for 2D out. We want something simple out of the way, and it's lower PCIe gen.
Yeah, so we're all the way in the the lowest slot. We're basically going to be on Gen 1 too because of the cold issues we have. So there's really no reason to run an RTX.
Yeah.
I do want to try it though. I kind of want to break out a KP. But
Oh, Zeta's in chat. Thank you, Zeta. I appreciate that. Thomas Saggers, $1, no message. Douglas Pocknet. This is for conditioner for you, by the way. Can't wait for a signed mousepad. Yes, we will be signing them. So we'll sign those right after the stream. Wow, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was a little worried for a second.
why?
Because it wasn't booting.
Yeah, it happens.
What other reason would there be?
Happens all the time.
So what'd you end up doing? You did VAS on both sides of the modules?
No, just one. Yeah, on the modules that are closest to the pot, they're
Uh-huh.
the ones that get the cold. A lot of the
Okay.
times, the pot is the problem too.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, on this pot, I might.
It's almost like it's just radiating cold. Like
It does.
You
It does.
put your hand near it and you just feel cold.
It's such a monstrosity of a pot, but you need it for something like
Yeah.
this. There's other things you can do. I probably should have. I actually wanted to do, and I kind of forgot. You know, you have that tape.
Yeah.
Not the tape, but it's the
Armor
insulation tape.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. The Armaflex or whatever.
Armaflex.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can put cardboard in there and you put that tape on the other side and try to insulate it.
Yeah. Do you want it or do you want to just
No,
run?
don't worry about it
Just
now.
run like that?
It's kind of too late for
I'll bring
that.
it over to show people though.
Yeah, you can bring it over.
I actually bought this from Vince on kingpincooling.com.
You know you can buy it at Home Depot very easy.
I know that, but I wanted to support Vince.
Why?
Because
I'm just kidding. I love it.
he had just given me a ton of KPX so for these streams. So yeah, this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can basically, a lot of the times I used to put, back in the day, I used to put this around the pot. So that way it insulates the pot so the cold doesn't go everywhere else. The problem with that, this stuff is sticky and nasty, and that pot you're gonna heat and cold. So
Yeah.
a lot of the times that glue comes off on the pot, it just gets nasty all around. So what I usually do is I'll put it on like popcorn. I don't know why I'm thinking popcorn, but cardboard. Basically, you put it on the side of the cardboard, and you can basically use it and pop them off on demand. So you can have it like wrapped around. You stick it in there all the way around. It will help insulate against that issue. I forgot it to lower memory.
Oh, the clocks.
Yeah.
Vocaloid. I got accepted into the college I wanted a few days ago for computer science, so that's cool. Time to go into crippling student loan debt. LMAO. Yeah, sorry. that's something I avoided.
Crippling load, yeah.
That's
That's the tough part, man. I don't
We're-
get political, but yeah.
we're both dropouts, I think. Or did you
No,
never
I
go?
never went to college. Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes me the most educated one here.
Yeah, that's sad.
I completed 10 credit hours, Joe.
10 credit
I
hours?
think so. I don't know.
That's barely. That's not even.
It might have been like 20. I don't know.
That's like borderline in nothing.
I was barely part-time. I went to PAX, the event.
Yeah.
Went to PAX 2010. And after that, I was like, this is literally the only thing I want to do is go to these shows and do this job. So after about a year of that, I was like, oh, well,
You went to
I don't-
PAX was your first show?
Yeah, first show.
I've never been to PAX.
It's fun.
I was talking to Thermal Mike from Thermal Take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're going up to PAX. He's setting up. He always does a bunch of machines in the game and
I think.
gamer boxes.
Yeah, so I think he'd probably.
No, he's gonna be there.
He'd probably agree with this. It's definitely less of a hardware show, but the people, like if you do a booth right, like they do, because they do all the crazy builds and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the audience is just a lot more enthusiastic about it because it's not like CES or Computex where everybody there has seen it before.
Yeah, it's
So-
kind of it's something that's not used to, I guess.
Yeah.
CES, you're almost your nerd senses are just overblown.
Yeah.
Or Computex, the same thing.
CES, they can be like, here's this $40,000 special system that we brought someone in to mod and paint and everything. And you're just like, okay. Do you have anything interesting? Like, do you have any new products? I'd rather see a $40 case. Yeah, it's a little,
Not me.
little different there.
I don't use cases.
Yeah,
I think we have some water issues.
think so.
Oh, I don't
Socket?
know. Could be a memory somewhere.
Do you want to break it down or do you want to try and fix it?
Let's see what it does first. It seems like it's memory clocking fail. This error, memory overclocking,
Yeah.
tends to be usually water in the socket.
Okay.
I've found if I can't boot up, or I usually have to change pressure.
Right.
But let me see if I can look through.
Yes, so our highest was 4.9 gigahertz, just to let everyone know if you hadn't caught it. And I'll note again, we are signing all the mouse pads sold during the stream today, so everyone who ordered one earlier, we will get yours signed after the stream's over.
I'm going to switch memory real quick.
Okay.
Just see.
Do you have modules in mind?
I'm just going to use my Thermaltake ones.
Okay. Should I unsocket these?
Yeah. You want to pop them out? Just be careful.
Why? They're not mine.
Exactly. That's my problem.
Oh, those are slippery. There's still a little bit of... Oh, no, that was probably Vass, actually.
Yeah, that's Vaseline.
Yeah.
Just be careful with that one. That one's the
Okay, I'll let you do that
capacitor one.
What? You don't need them. Capacitor?
It's all right. I get more memory anyway.
Yeah.
I probably have more memory than anybody.
You're up there for sure.
No, dude, I have
You're like, no, literally.
a memory hoarding.
I have more than SK Hynix.
It's kind of funny. Like I had some. I went with my one buddy. He was going for like 32M. I think he's probably like top 3 or top 4 in the world. And he's like, man, I need memory so bad. I was like, come on, bro. Come on over and we'll go bin memory and stuff. And he had a nice one.
Is Joe, Roundabout Media, is Joe a fisherman? I swear I saw him pulling up a, what is that? Do you know how to pronounce that?
Pulling up a snook on the Skyway Bridge Pier. No, it wasn't me. Does he run baitcasters? No. Unfortunately, I'm more north of that, so. I go down the Skyway, but like I'm more up in the Clearwater area. So, on the Clearwater area, it's probably like 45 minutes by boat. I've literally driven that whole section, like go all the way around there. It's some awesome boating.
Is that where you almost died?
Probably, yeah, around there, on my buddy's sailboat.
Sean Daly, why hasn't anyone created an electric heating element integrated into the pot and another for the back of the board? That has been created, actually.
Where you been?
So, do you have one I can easily access?
So it's on the top part,
up there?
Top left.
Yeah, I see it.
There's 2 of them there. The one's a prototype, and the other one is the
I see them.
real deal.
Yeah. I'll bring them over so we can explain it to people. So, yeah, heaters have been invented. It's not in the pot, but it is on the backside, and these are...
In the pot is actually a pretty good idea.
It's interesting. Is this, Joe, is this a GPU or CPU?
They're both CPU.
CPU?
Yeah.
So these are...
That red one was probably I think one of the first.
It's 2 sandwiched together. I'm not going to pull them apart.
You can't get it in red. Yeah, you can pull them in.
I'm going to leave it alone. Unless you want to pull it apart.
Dude, it's not difficult.
I don't want to... Well, you're going to yell if I mess up your thermal pad.
No, I got a bunch
You're
of
going to yell if I pull it off and it was already messed up.
Got a bunch of those.
Yeah, so socket heater. Thank you.
That popped off.
And goes into the back. You plug in power. One of the biggest things, I worked with this when we did the LN2, the St. Jude stream with Jay. And one of the biggest things was forgetting to plug in the heater or forgetting to unplug
If you've seen
it.
my streams, I've done that many times.
Yeah, so for GPUs, it's really important because the memory will freak out if it gets too cold, but the core wants to be cold. So you need to keep the memory warm. And he's got little resistors in there on the memory
We should probably
spots.
talk why we're not using it on here. My worries is that it might actually mess up the VR run, where it gets too hot. And let's face it here, we're talking about 128 threads of power. We're talking over 1,100 watts, probably, like just on what, probably
plus,
5.1.
Plus not super ultra high on board.
Yeah,
this is like a $700 board, which by Threadripper standards is cheap.
Yeah.
So.
How much is the Asus board?
$850. So
usually I try different boards, but that's the one thing that's weird is always benching different boards.
Yeah.
Not the easiest thing.
No. Yeah, so it's pretty simple though. It's just that's a heater and pop it on there, and then that keeps socket warmer.
Yeah.
So you don't freeze over the back is the big thing. But yeah, we don't want to run that VRM too hot. Zixion, hardware just announced a 5.5 gigahertz OC.
Bro, don't get me started on that. 5.5 on CPU-Z.
Is that what it was?
Yes. That's the only way it's going to be. It drives me nuts. People got to understand that CPU-Z. That means that's the highest you can clock without doing anything. It's basically what it is.
Oh, so many pop-ups. Stop it.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm looking for the bench.
Yeah, it's CPU-Z. Or is it the full one?
Let's see.
That's Splave's, my buddy Alan.
Splave, yeah. His was at 53.
Yeah, but he's mentioning an Azimuth
But he was,
one.
and he was also actually doing R20.
At 5.5?
No,
I don't think it's
no,
5.5.
no, at 53.
Yeah, 53 is most likely. So you got to figure when you're benchmarking, there's a couple different things. Like obviously the benchmark. That 5.5 is not at anything crazy. R15, he's benching 5.3 max. So our R20, was that R20 or R15? I can't remember now.
For Splave,
Yeah,
that's
R20.
R20.
Yeah, so he's at 5.3, which means that's a big difference between 5.5. That's 200 megahertz different.
Which gets hard to
That's actually
fight for, yeah.
Yeah, but CPU-Z, that's pretty interesting. That's technically that's not that great.
Robert
I would think it would be
Poster,
higher.
if I buy a mouse pad, will
Will
Joe,
Steve, and Patrick.
sign? Patrick's not here today.
We have the fake Patrick.
The fake Patrick. Andrew.
Andrew's the fake. He's otherwise known as the fake Patrick.
People think everyone here his name's Patrick for some reason. Keaton Blomquist, sorry. Hi, Steve and Bearded Harbor. I wanted to run dry ice and isopropyl through a Cooler Master AIO, no radiator. What is the lowest temperature you would recommend for the pump?
I don't know. That's
no
when you get in
idea.
those areas when those temperature things, they'll probably break the pump.
Yeah, you'll
Because
have,
number one, your liquid's probably gonna.
you might have cracking in the tubes or the
You need to make
Teflon.
sure you have really quality. Is that the pump?
It's a fan. It's fine.
Sounds good. All right, let me try to dial in this.
Yeah, I'm not sure the lowest. I can tell you this. I can tell you that a lot of those CLCs are rated for minus 40 degrees Celsius. So you should be good down to minus 40, but below that, I don't know.
Oh.
Motorsports said, liquid helium has a very low heat capacity and poor heat transfer properties, so it wouldn't help cool faster. Thanks for the information from the earlier question. Andreas Sheriff says, slacker.
Yo.
You sounded better with the mic and your beard. Steve, am I twittering you too much with crazy ideas? I probably don't see them all. We get a lot, so I do my best to keep up on it, but can't always. Let me see what is this? What did you put on me? Or is that from your socket heater?
It's probably the socket heater. Where is it? Why did it go to 1? There we go.
Oh, my distributor just texted us and said the sets of black and white mouse pads were out of stock, so he fixed the inventory and they're back in stock on the store.
So what does that mean?
Because the way the inventory tracking works, we have to manually adjust the inventory quantity. If we have if you want to buy black and blue, we have a set of maybe, let's say you have 10 black and blue, but you might actually have more than that. But because we're splitting between single sales, we have to have a different quantity for each SKU. So he adjusted it manually to get it back in there.
I thought it meant that no mouse pads. Yay, no more design. Yeah, no, never the case. It's all good.
I think this is just all your
that's
thermal
what
pads.
I can't stand that stuff because it's the thermal pad.
Yeah.
It's from the heat expansion, the heat in the cold, and the heat in the cold. It gets nasty.
It turns into goo. Is it working or what?
No, I think we're gonna.
Think it's done?
I think yeah, it might be done.
Okay.
It might be water in the socket itself.
If you want to, whatever you want to do on that, I can finish the super chats and get us up to speed on those, and we can close super chats at this point, I think. So
Sucks. I wanted to do at least 5 gig.
yeah, well, you booted at 5 and then you ran at 4.9, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, memory went to crap before we could do anything. Let me try to do this. Let me just.
Okay. If you want to give it another shot or whatever, I need to do super chats anyway to catch up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, we're going to close super chats here, so it is 3:25 local time. I'm not going to take any after this time. Don't submit any more. We want to make sure we get to everyone. I don't want to leave anyone with an unanswered comment. So Next one, Sean Daly, Retro OC, live stream LN2 OC of Intel 486 X25. Yeah, that'd be. I kind of like the idea of doing a stream of like old overclocking, but I have no experience on the bad old stuff, so.
The old stuff can be.
I would need you here to help.
Prep time on that would be insane. Because here's the thing. A lot of the old stuff doesn't support a lot of the new stuff. So trying to get a lot of the bench, just even getting the bench to run on old system can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You have to go back into old OSs, find old drivers, and it can be very difficult. In 486, you're talking
real old. Yeah.
On those boards, and a lot of those boards don't really support overclocking. You're like using a jumper.
Augie, actually, why don't you use?
It'd be kind of fun to do though.
Why don't you use liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen at a 6-to-1 ratio? Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I am assuming that's explosive, but I'm not.
Seems like it.
Dealing with liquid oxygen.
Well, liquid oxygen is very explosive.
Oh, yeah. And
so could you imagine if we had this?
I don't know if that's like maybe an.
Let's check for air. Boom.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Fun.
Oh, it looks like there's water in the sockets.
Okay.
That's what happens. So
we'll recap the
memory
scores.
clock never goes through. It's water in the socket.
Okay. Do you want to try and drain it, and then break down probably?
Well, I have to break down. I have to take the chip out.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst part. Drives me nuts.
So to recap the scores, in case we're not able to get it up and running again.
Let's see what we can do.
We did get up to 4. He's going to try, but we got up to 4.9 at minus 120 degrees Celsius. 1.55 vCore for that score. 3800 mem, 14, 14, 14, and 42, 89, 1T. That was at about just under 1100 watts, and that was CPU only power draw, so very high power for just CPU. Score was 35,155 R20, and.
Oh, is it here?
Stock was 24,643. I know I've done this, but just everyone who's maybe wasn't here before. And then if you're curious, 4.0, all core was 29,537. 4.1 was 30,000. 4.5 was 33,000-ish. So it's fairly linear increases.
I love your technical term.
What?
Ish.
Ish, yeah. Yeah. The numbers are too big. It takes forever to say them, so I should shorten it.
It really is.
So yeah, current world record 39,518.
Funny, we should go bench 9,900K, and then you look at R15 and R20, and you're like, is it done yet?
Yeah.
Like sitting there waiting around.
So Joe is, to his credit, number 2 technically on Hardware Bot right now.
Yeah, not the first time.
You're just like, yeah, I don't care. It's not first.
It's different when you've done it before. That's the problem. When you've broken so many records, like you look at number 2.
Hashtag humble brag.
It just kind of gets to the point. It's just benching in general.
Yeah.
Like if you start getting world records all the time, it's like second place.
Yeah. Well, it's also not that big of a community either. So
yeah.
In terms of the top, top of the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
who is it? Is it Splave right now? Is he number 1?
Maybe Safe Disk. It depends.
Splave.
It's a little organized weird.
Well, unless it's not updated or whatever. But yeah. R20 currently is Splave.
Yeah, and it's kind of the problem with these processors is they're very expensive. So yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to be even getting them.
I doubt it. I don't recognize many of these.
No, Loud Silence he's one of our judges.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's
for the G-Skill competition.
For the G-Skill comp.
That's cool.
I'm surprised you don't see Hiva in there. He was one of the other judges.
Yeah, there's not a lot of. There's 4. There are 4 3990Xs in here.
It's interesting to see, like, if you look at there's the AMD Epics, the 7742s.
Yeah.
They can't see this, can they?
No, but I mean, if you go to hwbot.org and click on benchmark.
Yeah.
All benchmarks, and then Control F R20. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so let me take the
second place is the first loser. Someone said it.
Yeah, that's you. First loser.
Technically, we'll put it under yours.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say you deserve that.
I used to I should go back through all my discs. I have records all over. I have second place scores all over. You get to the point when you start you do first place all the time. Seconds just don't look as good.
Well, they don't, objectively.
Objectively, they don't. It's kind of weird though. Like before that, like before you start breaking records, and you're like, oh, I just got 5th place. It's awesome. You know. You should be proud of whatever you do, because guess what? It's supposed to be for fun anyway. If you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing this.
Unless you're doing it professionally. But there aren't many of those.
Yeah, technically, I don't know if there's
any.
I wouldn't really call them guys that. There's only a very few guys that actually do this for a living.
Yeah. A lot of them work for companies like Vince, too.
Exactly.
So,
basically, like SafeDisc, for instance, he now works for Asus. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of the pros you get, but it's almost an unfair advantage when you have those. But
are you taking
the story of the game.
You gonna take the CPU out?
I just really don't want to, but I guess I have no choice, right?
Might as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's got to come out anyway.
That's the thing. Well, no, it doesn't. It can
that's your
stay
board.
there.
No, I
It
need
can
it
stay
back.
there, and I take it home.
No, I need it back.
Damn.
NCO Incognito, I guess is how that's supposed to be pronounced, Incognito. Can we see a revisit of the 3800X versus 3700X now that prices have become closer? No, the scores haven't changed. Just look at our 3800X review. I mean, all those benchmarks are going to be the same percentage difference as originally.
What would you do? Would you buy a 3700X or a 3800X? I think that's what his point is.
I think on principle, I would buy 3700X.
I think I would too.
Hate those stupid product segmentation.
They are
like
bend a little bit. To be honest, it's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird. Like
there's no hard proof that it is
a bin version.
Yeah, and ours wasn't really much better. So,
but you can always get a bin of another chip, like because they don't technically test all the max limit on them.
The problem is, it's like they want everyone to say, "Oh, it's $10 more, might as well." So, and I kind of start to fall towards that, but then at the same time, I haven't seen. I hate that stupid chip. The 1800X, same problem.
It's just a weird segment that shouldn't be there, I think.
Yeah,
That's
well, they
what
realize
comes
it.
down to.
That's why the price falls like $100 in a month.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Because they know, yeah. Paul, the bearded one, Downing. Sup, broskies. Question
broski?
with the 3950X. I'm having issues.
What's the issue?
Issues setting the voltage on X470. When I change it, it seems to default to 1.0 volts. Have you seen this issue at all?
Board?
On an X470 board, unspecified.
It depends on the board. And what do you go? Have you seen this issue at all your boards, or am I just being dumb? Well, it's actually really not a dumb question. A lot of the times it depends on the board. Like, for instance, you might have a more lower end 470 board.
Or update BIOS, maybe.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is BIOS can make a huge difference. I recommend if you ever get a board, right away look and see what BIOS you need. Like,
yeah.
Because one BIOS from another can change everything. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
It really is. It's not
it-
even kidding.
For real, it is.
That's a pretty good mount.
That is a very good mount. Let's not show the IHS.
Well, you can't see anything.
Yeah, I guess you could show it like that. You can show it like that
Can't
for
see
now,
anything.
before we wipe it off. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, see, there's no water in there. So you know where the water is,
Under the CPU?
most likely. Unless there's some water in here somewhere, but it's hard to... It's tough on these because the chip is so big. Look how big that chip is compared to... I mean, even it makes the 18 cores, the old Intel 18 cores look like baby.
Yeah.
Can't say the rest.
Well, let's
Frowned upon.
I guess take it out of the socket.
I thought you had another chip. Yeah. Yeah, this is what... I don't know, I think this is in the other video, but the socket mechanism is actually probably better on this one than it is, what's it called, the Xenon?
Xeon.
Yeah. I mean, you still got that plate and all, but...
John TM, why is nobody using Cascade cooling for XOC these days? It was popular back in the day.
So one of the big Cascades, I've had one or two. I have a friend that makes them too. I have another friend that has had the same one for a while too. You know Fugger, right?
Fugger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him. He's always big on the Cascade stuff. But the problem with the reason why most people don't run Cascade anymore is because of the temperature. That's not going to just work, dude.
What do you mean?
Because you have all that eraser. You need to move the eraser around.
Yeah, we'll move the eraser. Finish your story.
I kind of you're sidetracking me.
Finish your story. I'll do this.
So basically, phase changers only get down to a certain amount of temperature. Most get them down between minus 120 and minus. On the good side, depending on how they're actually tuned, I guess you can say, it's a mix of the chemicals or the balance in there. I'm not one that designed them, but they don't really get as cold as you need. So liquid nitrogen's a little bit easier to set up, and if you've ever seen a phase change, they're loud, especially on the dual cascades.
Okay.
Like, so a regular phase change system will only go down to about minus 30 to minus 50 depending on load. A lot of those ones that were on the old ones can't handle the new stuff. So even on a cascade, they're extremely loud. They need to consume a shit ton of power, and they'll only get down to between minus 120 and minus 130. So for this, technically, you'll probably use it, but it wouldn't be tuned as much as LN2 is.
Wow, there's a lot of eraser.
Yeah, I do it because I'm trying to get around it.
Yeah.
But it's a pain to kind of open up. That's kind of why I didn't want to do it. I have a feeling.
Well, I have to do a bunch of super chats, so
yeah,
we got time anyway.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Okay,
That's why I was
so
wondering why you were
Zero
gonna
Wolf,
be
thanks
here.
for the stream bottom mouse pad because why not? Thank you for picking one up. Lola Rick, I'm gonna try and be efficient here with these last ones. No message, thank you. The other one was stolen. $20, thank you. For Cat Angels and more Allen too. Give it directly to them if you're giving money to them. I mean, I'm giving them more money throughout the year anyway, so
Give me money.
it'll
too.
make its way to them. For Cat Angels and more Allen too, please don't mix the two. Yes, we will. Cats, not a good mixture here for that stuff. C-Melt, is this good? i7 9700K 5.2, 1.49. Oof, volt stable, 82 degrees Celsius, 1.49s.
What is it?
Really high.
79.
9700K.
No. At 149, and so here's
No,
the
that's
thing.
not good.
So on the 90, like say 9900K, 9700. Well, 9700K is that with hyperthread or without? I
That's
always
without.
forget. Yeah, so that's not really good at all. That's probably a
1.499 is way too high for
yeah.
daily.
So yeah, I usually run anywhere from like 1.3 to 1.35 is as my max for like a daily.
Yeah.
1.4 is kind of pushing it. 1.49 is kind of. I
That's,
mean, depending on your cooling. I mean, if you had really badass cooling, but 82C is really not bad on the cold side.
82C is low. It's making
You know
me,
what it is? He's probably at 1.49, but his LLC
That's what I was
is
thinking.
probably crap. You might
I-
want to lower that volts and
Yeah.
make sure your load line is different. You want to have your
Because I bet that 149 is actually like 138. or
yeah,
something.
it's probably way lower.
Yeah.
It's usually a typical problem. Most people don't realize that
Yeah,
load
yeah,
line
yeah.
affects the voltage.
ZDG, what CPU is it? It was a 3990X. What about the out-of-the-box thermals? Did Odin get his chicken nuggets yet? And he says, Andrew, did you toss out that useless switch cooler yet?
I'm confused. Why nuggets? I thought it was tots.
It is.
Actually, I had
Hey,
nuggets
Andrew.
yesterday. Is he watching us?
Andrew, you forgot your present that we got in China.
For what?
Okay, thanks, CDG. Andrew's got it. Max Shadow. Just like meme.
I missed something.
Yeah, you did. A stream from like 6 months ago.
Oh, is it?
Max Shadow. Yo, I'm looking at the 3700X. Is X570 chipset still a good choice for gaming? Hey, or is there better? So for gaming is kind of a weird phrase. Don't buy X570 unless you need PCIe Gen 4. That's all there is to it. B450, X470, you'll save money. That's the only
I guess
difference.
it depends on the VRM, right?
If you want like super good VRM for competitive, yeah, then yeah, get it.
Yeah, because the Gen 4 really doesn't buy you anything unless
No.
unless you're going with the hard drives, but
Yes, yeah, the
and that's still
Gen 4 SSDs. Max Camacho, what's the max volts to OC at 3900X for 24/7 config? I think that's kind of debated and not particularly clear, but
1.4 max.
yeah, I mean, you'll see people online saying like 1.325 or something.
Yeah,
So-
I see 1.4 to 1.45 pretty much fine. It's the 7 nanometer. Voltage is a little bit different on it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't really see an issue with setting like 4.5. The thing is if your temps are through the roof at like 90C, like 95C, then just lower it. There's no reason to have it that high.
I stopped feeling comfortable for recommendations for public 24/7 OC at like 135 or something right now because I
Yeah.
don't really know. So yeah.
The thing is that to be honest, these things aren't. So, the 7 nanometers is it doesn't. I guess it doesn't pull as much power. I guess you can say so.
Yeah, it's more efficient.
Yeah, it's way more efficient when it comes to heat. So you can set a little bit higher voltage on it compared to.
No, you want
like
to
an
be
Intel.
lower voltage on Zen 2 than Zen 1.
Oh, I'm not talking about Z1. I'm talking about.
Yeah, you want to be like a little below Zen 1 voltages, below 1.4 ideally. We haven't seen any degradation at 1.4, but I'm not going to recommend it because I don't know. Like, the problem is with this question.
1.4 might be different on another board.
Well, yeah.
That's.
But the real problem is, if you're asking me, a reviewer, or any other reviewer, what's a safe voltage, the only answer we can get you is to go to people like at AMD or maybe overclockers and say, what do you think is safe? And a lot of times that answer is kind of a guess. So, because to actually get, like we were talking about earlier, the engineers who would really know the answer probably haven't really tested for that. Because you're talking about longevity of a chip that's been in development for 18 months. So to really know the longevity, especially when it's only been finalized for the last few months, is not particularly easy. So it's safe voltage is always
chip fell out.
always like.
Wait. No, let it go. I wanted to do that.
All right.
No, as long as it gracefully falls.
It's your board anyway. Mustangs by Matt. Seagate sent me some 16 terabyte hard drives for testing. Funny part is the 10 terabyte Iron Wolf has a metal housing, but the 16 terabyte has a plastic housing. Wow, that's weird. Seagate wouldn't comment on what materials they use. That is odd. I'm kind of surprised. What? Not really.
Yeah.
Socket wet? You got some water?
See that? Look on the light. Oh, it's kind of hard to see.
Oh, I do see it.
Yeah, do you see?
Little droplets.
There's like little droplets all in there. And like a cap.
It's really hard to see though.
Yeah, it's very hard to see.
So it might have been water.
Can you see that, Andrew? Like if I move it around, it's
Drop it
basically
straight
on these
down.
4 right here. So basically it's, if you can look around, there's moisture all built up there. So that's basically killing what we've been doing in benching. Adam
Schumann Sr. Better wrap Joe in bubble wrap so he doesn't get himself hurt. Just bought a mouse pad. Keep up the great content. Thank you.
What up, slacker? I know Adam.
Almost through these.
I'm just kidding. I like Adam.
Almost through these.
He's a good dude.
I'm going to try and read through these quickly. I guess
go
while you
ahead.
continue cleaning up since you got to pack soon anyway.
Yeah, I think it's almost time to pack. I guess.
Yeah. Motorsport. Perhaps instead blank blank. Why not Heineken blank? Bud Light blank. Or even Sharona blank. Yes, blank is a word you can't use on YouTube right now. VC Jester, are you getting clock blocked? We did get clock blocked at 5.0.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a little bit of moisture get underneath the chip.
Yeah, and to be clear, it's not dead. It's just it needs to be cleaned off.
A lot of times, the water's not going to kill it. That's why, like, when you start to experience funky issues, you break
just
down.
Stop. Yeah.
And this isn't our chip too, so I want to be nice with it, you know.
Lurik, please get some mods in here to shut these bots up. Yes, we did end up getting someone in here. I appreciate Zeta for doing that. Professor 2CNC. Hi, both of you. Still have a 5820K X99. Mostly do CAD and CAM. Should I upgrade my workstation? The answer to that question is always, are you happy with it now? And it changes a little bit if you're making money with it or if you're using it for fun. So if it's a gaming PC and you're like, I'm not happy with it, but it's good enough, and I'm not making money, so it's hard to justify purchase. A little bit of a different answer. If it's a workstation and you're doing CAD for money, and it's slowing you down to the extent that you can't get your projects done as quickly as you might be able to get more projects in. If you
time is money. If you want to basically have more time to go play, it's going to cost you.
Yeah,
to be honest, it's worth it. I mean,
that's my answer. It depends on if you're happy with it or not.
Yeah.
David Wilson, if gloves are bad, shouldn't you go without pants for LN2 safety?
I've done it before. Not gonna lie.
I believe it. Varen, keep it up for science. Don't forget to keep having fun. Yeah, it was a pretty good stream. ZDG, did the YouTube algorithm block the 5 gigahertz OC?
I think it did.
I think that was
That's what it was.
4.9 I'm happy with, though. Zero Wolf 99, your channel and info and videos is one of the reasons I built my PC. Well, that's awesome. Keep doing it.
So, hey, then my channel should be good to break your PC.
Go check it out, though, because he's got some overclocking stuff over there. ZDG, Odin playing with fire and ice, something epic about that.
Oh, I love it.
Dazori, $50. Wow, thank you. Hi, Steve. Please appoint some mods to deal with all the trash being posted in this chat.
It's hard to keep track sometimes.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at chat during that, but I did see that Zeta got in there. I guess next time I'll have to schedule for a mod I'll have to pay someone to sit there and actually do that, because...
there's sometimes, man, I'll get nailed. Like, it's when you have anywhere from 500 to 600 concurrent.
Yeah.
I get this weird, like, bots that start coming in. Or
Yeah.
pain in the
It's
butt.
unfortunate. There's not a lot.
Not much you can do without a mod.
Indrajit Singh, good to see you. Someone else's idea, but have you thought about putting a box over, we're almost through these, over the board and having some dry ice or LN2 evaporating underneath
Yeah.
to push out the moisture?
Problem is setup. It can be a pain. It's also to diagnose. I have done it. I mean, I've even stuck it in, what's it called? What's that liquid? There's a, oh man.
Novak?
Not Novik. There's the other liquid, the mineral
Mineral oil?
The problem is it's messy. If you ever dealt with mineral oil or any of that stuff, when you gotta take it out, it's nasty. Like it's like, to be honest, it's worse than Vaseline, and I can't stand Vaseline. Basically.
There was a cool video we did at Computex. You could find it on the channel. We did it 2019. Elmore, who worked for Asus for a while, Elmore did a cool box. It's just a cube for nitrogen.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Basically. I forget.
Cold box?
Yeah, it was just an ice box, basically.
No, but he had like a name.
Yeah,
I thought there was a name for it. Yeah, John's a cool dude. I like Elmer. I gotta talk to him because if you want like some nerdy electronic stuff, if you want to start modifying your cards and stuff, he has. I think it's Elmore Labs. If you go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's got some really cool stuff in there.
ElmoreLabs.com.
Yeah, I know it's something like that.
ELMOR.
He makes really cool like controllers, and I think he'll do projects. Like if you have a project that you want done, I think he can do it. He does
contract
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he worked for Asus, and most of the boards that you see out there for like the top AMD boards and the top Intel boards, he had a lot of help in on that.
Let's see. We've got a couple more here. Brad Reynolds, if you had a lap to the 64-core CPU, what % difference do you imagine there would be? What do you think? Do you think it'd be difference between 4 and 5?
Yeah, without a doubt. Like even so, lapping this chip was just made a nice difference. Like it's consistent. When your mounts are off, it's hard to tell sometimes. But that one seemed actually pretty decent on the 64, but you never know. Like what you can't see with the eye, you know.
Yeah. Sean Daly, I know dielectric grease is no bueno for CPU. I wonder if it would be helpful in DIMM and PCIe slots to repel water.
No, it's bad.
Okay.
What happens is it starts messing up the memory clocks.
Oh, okay.
And not only that, like you'll start losing channels and stuff. Like I used to do it back in the day, depending on the bench, if you didn't have to worry about clocks. But you start getting funny when you get into clocks. A lot of the times, like if you have memory issues, just even in a normal computer, you need to clean the contacts. So by putting Vaseline in there, you're kind of dirtying up the contacts.
Yeah.
So you want to stay away from that.
Martin K, could you submerge the board in oil and cool LN2? We just did that one.
Said
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Wow, this came in a while
You
ago.
can do it. It's just, to be honest, like if I were to go to Computex or something, it's just way too much setup and dirtiness that it's just, to be honest, it's probably not even worth it.
Technical fool, this might cover the cost of the gallium to dissolve the bots. Yeah, well, we got them taken care of, I think. I think there's still a mod in here. I'm not sure. I'll have to pin Zeta and thank him after. Brian McCullough, will dielectric keep the moisture out? Oh, we just did that one. Andy Goudeladis, sorry, I just bought a mouse pad. Could you add the score and speed from the stream when you sign?
Yeah, the problem is you can't guarantee that.
I don't know. Yeah, we have someone else distributing them, so I don't know where they're going. We're just going to sign them, I think. Sorry. Also, I don't want to like write a bunch of stuff on it if someone only wants the signatures. Abe Lincoln. Oh, cool. Wow. And he gave $5. That's fitting. Last time it was $4.99. I ribbed them for it. Here's some money for a moderator. Yes, we got it. Sorry for the delay. Faff about. I can't be the only one thinking that it looks like someone tore down their clods and made them a GPU shroud for that 710.
Yeah, that's Galax, by the way.
Galax.
They're known for those fish cards.
Technical fool. A bunch of people suggested a nitro atmosphere for keeping moisture out. Plastic box, the pool valve to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've talked about doing vacuum. I know Steve and I.
Yeah.
Like some type of vacuum tank where you take out all the oxygen.
Yeah.
And technically it does work, but it's also a lot of setup. You see how much stuff you have to go through, and it's kind of, when you get into little tight spaces and stuff, it gets really annoying.
Sewer guy, no college gain. Abe Lincoln, I may have missed it. Are you using a Gen 4 SSD? No.
No, we usually use SATA SSDs.
Yeah.
The reason why is because a lot of the times they'll cause issues, like, so why we're running Gen 1.
Yeah.
To be honest, I should test. I haven't tested in a while. The effects that it might have on. Like, if it's going to the chipset, it'd probably be easy, but you're going to lose some speed, right?
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is I'm not sure how it would affect the performance when you're going extremely. It would be a good test for a good video.
We have like maybe 10,
have to do that for a video.
10 of these or fewer.
Mental picture.
6140 Quack. Just sent an emoji. Thank you. Lillibrook, what's your favorite pizza and toppings? I'm not going to answer that because that is a common security question.
Pizza?
Yeah, have you seen that one?
No.
It's a common bank security question.
You know I set those up, right?
You set those up?
Yeah.
So next time it's like, what's your mother's maiden name? And
I never
what was your first
I never
pet's
give the real answer anyway.
That's wise.
So you can be whatever you want.
Roundabout Media is Joe. Oh yeah, I got that one. Brad Reynolds. If this got that too. Okay, cool.
How are you missing some again?
No, the repeats.
Oh,
Travis
okay.
Stern. For CPUs with thermal paste rather than solder, is there a risk of that paste cracking during XOC? So paste under the IHS.
Ooh.
Have you ever had that crack?
Yeah, and that's actually the more dangerous one. A lot of guys, yeah, you get that crack a lot of times, and it can be actually more dangerous. I've seen it where, like, say, 6700K or 7700K or a 9900K or 8700K, if you delid them and you literally go with a direct dye, a lot of times on liquid nitrogen, when you get that crack, I've seen it where it actually spiders the dye. Like, will actually make the dye explode.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful for stuff like that. Even the mounting of direct dye, like you'll see that there's a kind of like, how do I explain this? The direct dye mechanism is very hard to set up and get right, and it's very dangerous because you can
Too much pressure, you will crack.
you will crack the chip, and a lot of those dyes too. The PCB is very, very thin. Ever since like the 7700K or I think 6700K, they're like potato chips. Yeah, like. I remember, to be honest, I had a world record chip where it was breaking every record, and I accidentally I pulled the whole Odin thing, and basically I tightened it down, and it was like it was literally like a chip like this.
Oh man.
Yeah, and it basically, bad day. I was not happy about it.
Exterminator. Hey guys, I'm the Micro Center account. It's a legit result and will be BM verified, benchmark verified.
No,
I happily relinquish my second place to you guys. No, that's a different one.
No. When you do it with that though, make sure you the only reason why that I said that it might not be real was
No, you were talking about a different result.
Oh, it was a different result? No, but this even stands for like when you're doing HWBot, put in the frequencies and stuff. I mean, people like to see all that data. Don't just half-ass it. I know sometimes the software on that site is kind of
Yeah.
So I could see that could be
That's
it too.
a problem,
like it's at 4250. That might even be real. I don't know.
It might be real. I have no idea.
To be honest, I thought I was at like 33,000
Well, let's
at
see.
49.
That was at 4250. So when you were at 42, we don't have a valid result. When you were at 41, it was 30,000. So that might be close.
Might be valid,
that
right?
might be. Yeah.
Yeah. No, what I was thinking is that was.
Or I shouldn't say valid. I should say like we weren't sure if the 4250 number was the number that the score was submitted at. Yeah.
I was thinking it was lower. It's from benching both the chips because the score differential's pretty different.
Latios Eon, does a GPU compression in PCIe by 8 run faster versus by 16? Does GPU compression in by 8 run faster?
In what?
Than by 16? I'm assuming you're asking about like using the. I don't know exactly what that's asking. Compressing files. Maybe?
It almost sounded like compressing like a benchmark. I'm confused on that one.
The luggage, we're in the last couple. We're at the cutoff point. I said 325, I think. What's your thoughts on the PBO bug with disable C states and set EDC equals 1 for higher boosts? I haven't even heard about it. I've been too busy
Something we got to
working.
test.
Yeah.
You get a test.
Katsujarbo. Always love watching your content. Got you all running in the background while working on an ODD BSOD or odd BSOD. I was reading like optical disk drive. Optical disk drive BSOD with fast boot. Or odd, in other words. Yeah, I like streams for background content. So that's always cool to hear.
Well, I always get it from like on my streams where people are like, "Yeah, it's nice to have like the noise in the background."
Yeah.
Like when they're running. So
Yeah, I
they'll
mean,
watch
I get that too. Like, you know, I don't have cable anymore, but sometimes you just leave the TV running just so there's some noise, right?
That's what I do pretty much.
Terrell Sun, your SSD wasn't plugged in. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, so if you don't realize on the SSD, I unplug it. And the reason why is I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Because, dude, some boards like that will not work. It drives me absolutely nuts. So
and that's going to be...
That's why I unplugged.
That's it for the Super Chat. So we got all those. We got to do a stream recap video. We're going to film that. And then we have to do signing mouse pads and stuff and get Joe packed.
Get Joe's ass to the airport.
To quickly recap at the end, because I know people are going to jump to the end of the archive to catch it. Quick numbers. Full stock, above ambient temperatures was 24,643 for the score. I'm going to read all of them, so we'll be quick. The 4.0 all-core at 1.5 volts, and then MEM was 3800, 14, 4289 1T at 1,000 watts. That was 29,537. Then there was a 30,088 for 4.1 at minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. There was a 32,986, minus 50, 4.5 gigahertz, and no other changes. We eventually hit 33,879 at 4.7 gigahertz, minus 98, and then you closed out at 4.9 gigahertz.
Yeah, that's where memory started happening, because then even like between minus 100 and minus 120 was just absolute. I couldn't get even running like the old 49.
Yeah.
It was just
So you did get one score. It was 35,155, which is a second place score at minus 120, 4.9 gigahertz, 1.55 volts.
And 3800 mem.
3800 mem, all the others the same. So, yeah, that's the quick version of the stream, but lots of fun. Definitely appreciate you all joining the watch. Subscribe to Bearded Hardware on YouTube. He's linked below in the description. And you can catch, you filmed a couple things here that will be up on his channel.
Yep.
So,
time to go hardcore with it now.
Yeah.
So now I have some time off of work, so it's now it's the time to play.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That'll be it. And we will see you all next time.